In the year 2080, the world has changed, and it keeps slipping farther into the ivory shadows. Welcome to the Sixth World.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sixth World. My name is The Crypt, and I will be your game master for this evening as we step into the world of Shadowrun, 6th edition once again. Here I am with my wonderful friends. We've got Matthew as Gear Jammer. We've got Lip as Kill Switch. We've got Christy as Cypher. We've got MG as Jack. And tonight we're welcoming back a special guest. We've got Jamie playing Wildfire again tonight. If you remember the last time he was here, he burned a lot of things down. So we will see how that goes tonight here on Shadowrun. First, I want to throw out a quick thank you to some of our sponsors and our supporters. I want to thank Twitch, Streamlabs, Team MZ, Many-Sided Dice, and our good friends over at Little Dragon Corp. If you type in !Little Dragon in the chat, you will get a quick link to their storefront where you can buy some really cool dice and other RPG gear. If you use the coupon code PROBONUS, you get 10% off of your order. So make sure you go check them out before the episode's over tonight. Maybe during the break. That'd be a good idea. I want to also introduce something new that we're trying tonight. If you notice at the bottom, we are going to be doing a player support system for our Shadowrunners tonight. If you donate or cheer bits or subscribe to the channel, you can include a character player's name, or you could also even include either the Crypt or Game Master, and you can gift bonus dice to our players, or to me, the GM, during the game. Those dice will accumulate in a pool for our players that they can use on any rolls they choose, but once they use them, they are gone. So do you guys understand what that means tonight for you guys, players?
Sure.
All right, so basically if I see somebody chiming in and they give like 100 bits and they say kill switch next to it, kill switch, you'll get an extra dice from chat that you can use on any roll that you'd like to use it for. So that is what those will be for tonight. So don't forget to share this stream with your friends, pass it around on social media, and get some more people in here so we can have the chat participate in all the action tonight. Last we left off, Gear Jammer successfully kidnapped someone from a charity concert that you guys
As you do. Yikes.
that you guys were having outside of an Ares research facility while Cypher and Lady V and Jack were doing some investigation on the inside. It seems that Killswitch and Gear Jammer were on the outside, occupying a large crowd, in which some individuals in a black van, one of them getting out with a skull. We've got some bits coming in. Oh, Sarah,
Oh.
Sarah,
Oh.
cheers some bits. Sarah, please do me a favor and type in a player's name or myself, the game master. Oh, she gave
no.
another 100 bits. Make sure you type in the name, Sarah, who you are gifting these dice to, so I can go ahead and let them know if they have dice in the chat. And if you guys see them before I do, just go ahead and shout out who has some dice. So, you guys made your way flying through downtown New Orleans, being chased by this black van. Spells were cast, drones were destroyed, a van's tires were shot out, it was disabled, Cypher was able to steal a bunch of data from it, and we've got more bits coming in. So they're
He
gonna...
says, hold on, not done.
I'll fill you in on one. 4.
Oh,
There's
Oh my gosh, she's just
4. She just, yeah,
She just like
she's bitten
told that
everybody
to every
out.
single person.
Gonna pick
Whoa.
every single person.
There's 5. There's 5.
making it rain
Making
here
it
in
rain bits.
proficiency.
Sarah, thank you so much. For some... Uh-oh, we have a sub.
Stumpy
Oh my
subs.
God.
Somebody subbed. Tier 1. Tier 1. So there's...
Welcome to Shadowrun, sponsored by EA
One for
Games.
each player.
One for each player.
Okay,
A sense of accomplishment.
everybody has a bonus die from Sarah. And
Oh,
Put
yeah.
that over here.
Oh, yeah.
Stumpy has purchased, I
Like-
believe himself, 7 bonus dice.
Wow. Jamie.
Not
Wait, hold on. I have to do math.
Something's really gonna burn down.
Oh gosh, that's
All right.
crazy.
Everybody, including Michael, gets one, and I'll take 2.
All right, yeah, I'll take one. I'm gonna use my
There
blue
you go.
dice for these so I can keep those going.
Now, could a bonus dice come out with a 1 and make things worse?
It could.
It could.
It could.
Good to know.
It is.
Okay,
it is a
now
risk.
I'm going to put one of my bonus dice. It's this beautiful little die I got from Little Dragon Corp.
All right, look at that.
Ooh.
Hey.
Some of those little Dragon Corp dice. All right, so you guys made your way back. You found out that this individual, his name is Slide, and he is part of something called the Crypt. And you guys also were able to successfully gather the information for the doctor of the DNA sample that you got from inside of, I think her name was Tempest's cybernetic arm. So, I think you guys were deciding on having some downtime to try to lay low for a while because your heat scores were getting up there quite a bit after
Getting out of control.
after 3 days of extensive shadow running with very little sleep. What would you guys like to do?
Michael, Sarah said that you also get a die from her because she did 500 bits.
Oh yeah, she did. So 6, yeah. So I get a die too. Thank you, Sarah. I'll put that one over in my box. I do appreciate that, Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah,
Thank you
Sarah,
so much.
I will use it. I will use it wisely, Sarah.
Oh gosh.
So I guess my
Um,
question as a game master to you guys, if you're going to take this week of downtime, what are you going to do with the doctor and this Slide individual?
Need slide?
Well, we kidnapped him, so we can't just like let him go. Yeah, you're right. Gear Jammer, you kidnapped him, so
Means you have to kill him.
Look at the shotgun.
because he gave really good information, I would take one of Gear Jammer's nano drones. I would place it on. Ooh, I wonder if I can inject it into him.
Ouch.
Yeah, I actually have.
Dark.
Well, I was just thinking because Killswitch still has his medic stuff. He could, while he's passed out, just inject him with one of the nano drones, and then we can just track that That makes the most sense. Of course, Kill Switch would bring this entire plan up to Gear Jam.
Let me just see what my smallest. The smallest drone I got is the gnat.
Yeah, how small is the gnat? Is the gnat like small enough to live in someone's tushy?
It's microscopic, isn't it?
I think I think it's
size of an
the
insect,
size
like
of a
fly
gnat.
or
Yeah,
gnat,
just-
yeah. It could, yeah. In
Oh
essence,
my
you could
God.
do that.
It's like injected into like the wall of his stomach or something, so it's not a
I'm
blood
just
vessel.
like getting like heavy like mummy vibes when those scarabs go into their skin.
Oh god.
And that's
We
all
were
I'm
gonna
thinking
try-
of right now. I don't
Like the
I don't
Matrix?
like it. I don't
That's the worst.
Yeah, we would try and make it as humane as possible. So yeah, stomach lining sounds good.
Okay. So, he last we left off, he was conscious.
But he was unconscious when we brought him into the garage, so he really doesn't know where he is, right?
No, because remember we brought him into the oil hole, and he told us
Right.
about so he was awake again.
Yeah. That's where we left.
You know
Right,
off.
but he's seen the inside of it, but he doesn't he doesn't
Yeah,
know
he
what
doesn't
street
know
we're on
where
or
we
anything
are.
like that.
Doesn't know where you went. Yeah. He was unconscious the whole trip.
well,
Knock him out again.
Yep, slap patch.
Okay. He really can't defend himself here because
Cypher's not here. Cypher's leaving this shit to them. She's gonna go rest.
go rest at her house.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She's taking the motorcycle and going home.
Okay. Oh, that
Um,
that motorcycle that you borrowed from Gear Jammer
Borrowed.
that you're never giving
I've
back.
been stealing all the motorcycles in this campaign. I love it. We need to purchase one. We can just steal one.
Just slap him with the trank, and then I'll get my knee, and I'm going to. I look at Gage and I was like, "Do I put this in his stomach, or does he swallow it?"
Not here.
No,
No,
inject inside. If swallows will come out.
Okay.
Good point.
So I'll go for the stomach, and I'm just gonna
Hey,
we're gonna Pulp Fiction this.
Okay.
Before
Kill switch.
giving him the nat drone, I'm going to switch. Take a couple of seconds, take the slap patch off of this one, and I have a small dose of. Oh, where did I write down the drug that I bought from those people? Do you remember the drug that I
Shadowrun.
bought?
Gear Jammer's got a bunch of drugs.
Is it the Oh my god, it wasn't Deep Bleed. What is it called?
Nova Coke.
Novaco.
Novaco. I'm switching out. Taking
Was
the
it
slap
Nova
Nova
Coke or was it
No, it was Novaco. Oh
It was
wait,
definitely Novacoke,
Yeah.
because that was what we had at the party. Oh gosh.
yeah.
He's about to do.
So switching it, take the slap patch off and replacing it and putting this into the injector. So if we need to, jab from the inside.
Okay,
Oh,
Kill Switch,
boy.
are you going through with this? Are you the one that's doing this?
Yeah, because I don't trust robots doing surgery.
Okay, I need you to make a roll for me. Let me see if I can find it here. I believe it's going to be biotech and where is that at in the book?
Oh, I don't have any biotech.
Oh, great! Then this makes it even more exciting.
Oh no, this is gonna go horribly wrong.
I've got a lightning bolt ready just in case.
Here we go. I need a biotech logic.
Well, I think
Sarah says you have a doctor there.
we do have a doctor. But no, that doesn't make any sense to use a doctor at this point. It's not like we're doing surgery or anything.
Yeah.
You said biotech.
Quick question.
Doctor, a literal dude who does medicine, says Sarah.
Quick question: Can we use Edge to give dice to to other people?
Yes, you can. There's a certain number, it says, you can expend to give edge to someone else. I think if you spend 2 edge, you can give 1 edge to somebody else. I think is the way it works.
Right, so that gives him Edge. But if I spend 2 Edge, I can add 1 to a single die roll. It says any. So if I burn 2 Edge, can I give Lip an extra die?
What you would have to do is you'd have to make this a teamwork test. And you would also roll biotech logic, and whatever hits you got, add to his dice pool.
That would work. As Killswitch is sitting there, he looks at this and he remembers that he has a little bit of study and knowledge of like how to keep a body like out in his like hitman work, how much time that they're out cold for. And because he has an analytical mind, he's going to go ahead and get that bonus edge point, and then use the fact that his Tink friend has maybe more of a steadier arm. He says, why don't you just grip my arm while I do it to make sure I don't shake and accidentally cut him open. Sounds like a plan?
As you guys are getting all these materials ready and you're standing over the unconscious body of this individual, the doctor walks up with like, he's got like a soy donut that he's chewing on. What you guys up to? He just looks back and forth.
Chaos, absolute chaos is always the answer.
Give him a butt tattoo.
Oh, oh, really? Okay, this ought to be fun. You care if I watch?
Sure. Really quick question.
Yeah.
You do surgery stuff often.
Yes.
You can't die from having a mechanized gnat in your stomach, can you?
Define in. I mean, what do you? I mean, yes, there's always a chance for infection, but I mean, if it's done right and if it's done in a sanitary means, I mean, I'm sure it could be done.
We look
Is
around.
he close enough for us to reach him?
The doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's standing right next to you.
You're just gonna reach out and sort of poke him in the that sort of side flab next to this, your belly roll. Like, no. Oh, oh.
He goes, hey, oh, hey, that's, hey, easy. What's up?
There.
There, that's,
Put it in there.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
That's, there's a lot of fat right there. I mean, you could lodge it in there. Yeah, I don't see why that would be a problem. Why?
No reason. I want to jab it right there.
Okay, go ahead and make your roll.
Okay, so because it's just straight logic at this point, right? My logic is 5, so 1, 2, 4, 5. I get 1 bonus edge.
So is Jack
to
just kind of like watching as this is all unfolding as well, just chilling?
my.
I think Jack ran away.
Oh no!
Jack
must have. The forces of magic must have muted his voice briefly.
That must have been it. Yep.
Yeah, no, he's just standing next to the doctor enjoying the show.
I'm gonna burn 3 edge just to make one of these at least a hit. So, got 1, 2. Oh, that's dope. So 3, and I'm gonna burn 3 edges to make 4.
Okay, 4 hits.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely not done with a clean. It's not clean. It's not skillful in any way. But you're pretty sure you accomplished your goal. It looks like you definitely got the thing lodged in there. It would take a little bit of time of watching the healing process to be sure that it didn't get infected or anything. But
it's fine. It's good. I'm just gonna let him rest.
Your Deborah's gonna go to open his bottle and just pour a little alcohol. Yep. Go back on.
At this,
That's it. Yeah, that works.
and at this point, you guys hear, it sounds like a loud motorcycle pull up to the outside garage door.
She wanted to kill my bike.
Is that
It doesn't sound like your motorcycle, Gear Jammer. Yours has a low rumble. This sounds like a high whiny motorcycle.
expecting come?
Driving trash? No. Maybe customer.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
I just start like rat-a-tatting on the garage door.
Yeah, the garage door is like.
I immediately switch
gonna go over.
to switch mode.
Going
attacked?
out into the side office and out the actual front, like the business front door, leaving the garage down. Just open the front door, sticking out.
Gear Jammer, baby, I'm here. I need your help. So could I, get a little bit of help?
Close the door and go open the garage.
As the garage door is open, there's just like a laser sword that just shows up to who anybody walks in.
You are greeted by a laser sword, Wildfire.
Whoa there, big guy. Just relax. Everything's gonna be okay.
It's you. Put it away.
It's me indeed. Jack, nice to see you again.
Good to see you as well. Always a pleasure.
You're my favorite of this group.
I'm honored.
So what trouble you got into this time?
No trouble at all. Could I, is Gear Jammer back?
Yeah.
He's always around.
Gear Jammer.
Cameras are-
Gear Jammer, I was wondering if you could maybe, possibly, probably paint my bike so that, I stop getting chased around town and stuff,
Bring it in.
All right. I'm pretty sure I didn't lead anybody here. I'm pretty sure. Did I walk the bike in?
All right.
Don't mind unconscious person in pit.
Oh, I never mind
Happens all the
unconscious
time.
people.
As you get the bike in, Gear Jammer, you've got the materials to do this, and actually, if Wildfire asked nicely to Killswitch might be able to use some of his custom paint on this bike if Killswitch would be generous enough to do that, but that's up to Killswitch. Also, as you're going over this bike, there is something additional rigged on this bike that Wildfire might not be aware of.
What am I seeing?
It has a special compartment above the back tire that releases and opens up, and this material flops out onto the ground behind it and then unfolds, and basically what it is a strip of razor blades that can eject out of the back of the bike and then unfold, so if somebody's chasing you, it will put out all of your tires if you run over it.
Well, I wish I knew about that before.
Would come in handy, huh?
Probably.
Nifty. You won't be needing this as I roll it up.
Why not?
I'll tell you what, buddy.
Everyone's going to take a little time to go over the bike and make sure there's no tracking on it or anything like that.
It is it looks like it's pretty safe as far as tracking. You don't find anything tracking wise on it. You do know that these motorcycles do have grid guide on them. You and Killswitch customized your grid guides because sometimes if people are trying to find your vehicles, they can find you through the use of the grid guide, because everything's basically on a wireless network as far as grid guide goes. And most times your VIN number for your vehicle is on the grid guide. So what you guys have done is you guys actually came up with a system that actually sends false identification to anybody trying to identify your vehicle. So basically, when somebody goes to search your vehicles, sometimes it'll give random false names, false SIN numbers, false PIN numbers, and false locations.
How long would it take me to rig something like that up for Wildfire?
Well, if you spent the week doing it, you could do it for the week. It takes a little while. It's quite extensive.
It can be done. It'll take a week.
All right, you mind if I stay here for a week?
Sure, you sleep in pit with unconscious person.
All right, I'll snuggle the unconscious guy. No problem.
That's considered a perk.
May or
in
may not be
some places.
terrorist.
Kill Switch looks over to Gear Jammer and is like, I don't want to be too obvious about it.
Very subtle.
Oh, that is so good.
Wonderful.
So, you want to stay here? You have any money?
I mean, I have a little bit of money, not a lot. Me and Gearjammer go way back. So far back.
Back to the dawning of technology, I'm sure. Listen, man,
Sure.
you can stay in the garage if you know how to work a wrench.
Yeah, I know how to work a wrench.
I hand him a wrench.
Jamie, would Wildfire know anything about a wrench?
He has done technical work in the past.
Okay.
As you get closer to his mask, it's actually like a respirator type thing to pump air to his
Awesome. Yeah.
nose.
Yeah. If he built what he's wearing, then he's definitely had some use of, technology. He knows how to use wrenches and basic tools. So.
But, is it not? Don't you need to close wound use fire, right?
You can close wounds with fire, yeah.
Immediately brings Wildfire down to the pit.
Oh
Shows the
gosh.
puncture hole.
Oh boy.
Close.
I mean, it might hurt him a little bit.
He is asleep.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna cast Flame Strike at his butt.
Okay.
But not his butt, it's on his stomach.
Oh, it's on his stomach? I'm gonna cast it at his stomach.
Okay.
Wait, yeah. Flame Strike. That's the single target.
Okay, go ahead and roll your. I believe this is a spell, so it'd be spell casting plus magic, and he's unconscious, so he doesn't get to defend.
Oh my god. I definitely agree with
die.
this would have been a much easier thing if I would have just placed my laser sword next to it and just cauterized the
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the success? 5 and 6?
5s and 6s is what you want.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't want
Alright.
ones, and Christy, exactly what you said in chat. They are lost without the women here, as they are just left alone to their own devices. This is what happens.
But I would just like to point
Typical
out
day at the job.
this is
There's
just
so many more
males
subtle
in
ways to
general.
do this. But
I mean, I don't have any other ways of producing fire.
You could basically, in essence, if you wanted to, Jamie, you could make a little fire like on your fingertip, and then just like cauterize, because this is like, it's
Sure.
this big of a wound. It's not really that crazy.
So I don't need like a whole fire and throw it at him.
You don't need to like firebolt him or anything.
Okay, all right, then I'll do that. I'll do just a
I
little
didn't say
fire.
cauterize the wound. I said I cast fireball.
That's it. As the inside of the garage goes up in flames and smoke. Yeah, you're able to do that. I mean, it's not really a problem for you. You channel the energy and you cauterize the wound right there. It does look like there's like a little bump there, as you kind of injected something into his flesh. Kind of like a small cyst, like a cyst would look on your skin or something like that. You can see that, but it does look like, yeah, it's cauterized.
So I started to make like a fireball, and then I realized how small it was. So I'm just like,
you dialed it back a little bit, sure. So yeah, you guys invite Wildfire into your home, or into the garage. We're gonna go ahead and, unless there's anything you guys want to accomplish, we're gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit, to a little bit
Real quick.
later in the week. Yes, Jack, what do you want to do?
One little thing. I think Jack would try to pull Gear Jammer aside.
Okay.
And kind of under the guise of asking him to take him out to his tailor to buy some hats, would ask a favor.
Okay.
So I guess I'll pull out my comlink and show it to Gear Jammer. Hey, you're pretty good at technology, right?
Yeah.
Could you help me with this thing here? And I'll hand it over to him. And you might see on the screen that Jack is trying to pay taxes against the SIN number.
How old is this?
I bought it. Well, it came free with my subscription. And
you know, just. Do you trust me?
yeah, sure.
Send me money and I pay for you.
Okay. As long as you know how it works, yeah, sure.
And closes, communicate, give it back to him.
How do I send you money?
Oh god.
We can figure it out later.
Maybe I have Cypher. Yes, maybe Cypher help me.
Okay. Yeah, when we see her, we'll ask her. Cool.
No, I just have Cypher take money from you.
You guys can
do that?
use your comm link to message me.
Oh,
I know you guys
It's
can
like I
do
heard her in my
this about the
mind.
females there. You guys can do it.
Everyone's just staring into their devices these days. They don't like to, talk in person.
Jammer's gonna send a message to Cypher. I need help. Jack needs to
That's
pay
not surprising.
taxes,
Oh, why?
and
It's kind of late.
he was trying to do it on his communicator, and
Oh no.
I haven't seen something like that in years.
Okay, what do you need me to do?
I told him to send me the money, and he doesn't know how to send money.
Okay.
It's like I know how to do on my end, but he's so old.
Hi.
Can you
hi,
take money
hi.
from him?
Chiron, of course.
Jack, I have a question. Were
Okay.
you using your comlink to attempt to pay your taxes already during this week?
Oh no.
Sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll 2d6s for me.
2d6s.
And
Okay.
I think your magic number are ones, I believe.
I have 1 5, so I have 1 hit and 1 nothing.
Okay, so yeah, you're good.
Okay.
The gremlins haven't.
The gremlins.
You've avoided them this time.
Or is there a way
Well,
to just...
since I technically already have access to his admin contact,
Technically, yes, you do.
Technically, I still
Yeah.
have admin access because I made sure to lock the notifications so he doesn't miss our information.
Right. Yep.
So I'm just gonna admin log into his account and
Okay.
transfer as much money as I'm told.
Okay, how much money do you have, Jack?
I think it's how much have we made is the I probably owe about 750 million. My suspicion.
Oh yeah, you probably easily have that. Because
Yeah,
this
yeah.
last run, I think you
Okay.
guys each got 10.
Oh, definitely.
10
It's just, I
grand,
basically
yeah.
owe like 10% of what I've made.
Okay.
Okay. Sure. That's easy. I've literally admin
Cool.
access.
Oh,
It's like from 3
did-
sessions ago.
MG, did Jack take that quality when you... The in-debt quality? Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's a slightly different one. A slightly different
okay,
one, but yeah,
okay.
it's similar.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I will
Math.
transfer over 750 million to Gearjam.
Then once I get it, I'll go on through my device and enter his information and pay his taxes.
Okay, gotcha. Easily done without Jack using the device. It could have gone really bad.
And I don't up my Overwatch score because I never logged out.
That's right.
Thanks, dear Jammer.
Nothing means that. I tell Cypher you said thank you.
She helped too. Wow.
How did she even know?
She's not even here.
Cypher everywhere.
Always here.
All right. So, with that being done, we'll go ahead and fast forward.
Could I also do
Yes.
stuff during like every single day?
Yes.
I will take time out of my day to clean my Overwatch score.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have to do that? Like, is there a certain like time limit on that, or can you just?
It doesn't say. It just says make a electronics resonance test.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me look to see if there's something else it says.
You're basically gonna have 7 days. So if you think you can, if you rolled one set of those dice every day, do you think you'd get enough hits to just take it down to 0?
That's debatable because I'm sitting at 22 because my teammates have fucked me over many times and forced me into many situations when I had to save their ass. So no, probably not, but very close.
Go ahead and make 7 rolls to reduce
Alright.
your Overwatch score, and then let me
electronics
know what it is whenever you're finished. I have a feeling you're gonna reduce
Okay.
it down to 0, but that's fine. Yeah, you can spend your week cleaning up your resonance residue from the Matrix.
I'm wondering if there's a way that I could. If during that time as well, I would want to see if there was a way that I could research or ask around on the street to see about wiping Overwatch score. Particularly to see if I can get Gearjammer like score down.
Who are your contacts, Kill Switch?
I have. I have a contact that actually is one of Lady V's syndicate people. It will probably be like her tech person. One that does like that makes the website for our garage.
Okay.
I would say his name, Sarah. If you're actually online, you can give him a name, but otherwise, his name's gonna probably be Carlton.
Carlton? Carlton. I got it. It's canon now. I wrote it down.
Carlton, the webmaster.
Okay, so he's a webmaster. Okay. He basically, as you get in touch with him, how would Carlton talk? Well, beside the fact, he would basically tell you that it is possible. It is going to take a little bit of time. Probably about, he could probably reduce it by 1 per day, because this is kind of a little on the side, and he doesn't really want to get caught doing this.
Absolutely. We are just employees anyhow. Just got caught repairing the wrong part that may have had a bad IP number on it, so we just want to clean that up. It's no big deal. We're not stealing anything.
You really need to get out of that shady business. You know, don't take in clients that are suspicious like that. I mean,
when the money is hard up, you just gotta do what you can. You know, just gotta do what you can.
I'll work on it. It's gonna take me a little time, but be patient.
Okay, and then just do me one other favor. Just don't tell Gear Jammer that I'm doing.
Okay. You 10-4. I got it. I can handle it.
Yeah. You know, he's got a birthday coming up. You know, robots have birthdays too.
Okay. Sure. You do realize, I mean, I know he's doctored up a little bit, but he's not a robot.
Yeah, sure, of course, whatever you say. Just thanks so much, man.
Okay, so in essence, what this means in game time, Gear Jimmer, your Overwatch score is going to reduce by 7.
Okay.
And you were right, Michael. By day 4, because I rolled really well on days 3 and 4, it's gone.
Oh yeah, I had a feeling you were rolling enough dice that you should have been able to get rid of it. So that was good. Awesome.
Well, I could have rolled really shitty because I rolled like a 1 on like 1 hit on the first day. So. Yeah,
Sarah's in chat. Yes, you have a contact on your character sheet now, Sarah, named Carlton. He's a webmaster that helps.
Carlton, webmaster.
That helps with some of the building the garage's web page. Now he's finding himself doing some background illegal work for Kill Switch. Okay, cool. I love it. Okay, we're gonna fast forward a little bit. Here's what's gonna happen. After this 7 days, I assume you guys are now that you've bugged him, you guys are gonna let Slide go?
Yeah, so Gear German will send basically the van, they'll take the van out, because the van doesn't have a way to eject him short of shooting him off the end of a gun, and that probably isn't a great idea. So we're gonna drive him back over, probably about halfway to the Ares plant that we were at.
Okay.
And just dump him in an alley.
Okay. Sure.
And then take off and head back home, head back to the garage. And during the week, it's gonna paint like one piece of the bike each day, basically milking it out so he doesn't have to tell Wildfire that he's also updating the grid guide.
Okay. So you're trying to keep the grid guide a secret for him.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
It's not even going to tell him anything happened. Just yeah.
Okay. Are you giving Slide his guns back? Or are you keeping those?
Nope.
I'm definitely keeping it. Yes.
Basically, what he had 2 light pistols. They're considered Colt Colt America pistols. These are customized though; they're flat black instead of chrome, and they have laser sight attachments on them. And plus, I believe he had 3 extra clips for each one. So, and the one thing that you guys do notice about these guns, they don't have silencers on them. And one thing that you guys know about Shadowrunning is if you're a Shadowrunner, most times your main weapons for going in covertly, most of the times have a silencer attached. These weapons look more like they're made, if crap goes down, then I pull them out. So these are more kind of like self-defense pistols that he had on them.
I do want to spend some time deconstructing the gun. I want to see if I can detach the laser sight and put it on my Black Scorpion.
Oh yeah, that'd be easy enough. Yep.
And then I'll take the clips because I can use those clips for the Scorpion as well because they're both the same. Are there any specialized ammo like incendiary ammo or?
No, it seems to be regular ammunition here. Yep.
You can never go wrong with a little extra ammo.
Can I take one of those? That'll work in mine as well.
Fine, here you go.
Oh, are we playing with guns?
You actually have to work with our first client. I'm going to make sure that any job at the garage, our new friend is going to take it and repair any repairs that we need just to keep appearance. Put him to the test. And I'm going to drink lemonade as he does so.
All right. At this point in time, every single one of you get a message on your comlink. And as you go to look at it, I'm going to share the message with you because it's a video message.
Oh.
So I'm going to share a link in the Discord, and I'm going to show the audience the video.
Oh.
So I'm going to share this video with you guys, so that way you'll be able to click on it and open the YouTube video. And
It says video unavailable.
Private.
What? No! Don't do this to me. All right.
By the way, I rolled a 1, so this may be the result of Jack's 1 for using the comm link.
Pardon me.
Hang on,
as
I might
I
be
go
able
in.
to, I'll fix it, Michael. I got
Can
you.
you go in and fix it?
Well,
Yeah, I'm fixing
He's on
it.
Overwatch in real life.
I was
Yeah.
I was keeping it super secret. I didn't want anybody to see it beforehand, so I made it private. So Christy's gonna go in and she's gonna edit it for us, so that
Try
way
it
you guys.
now.
Can you guys?
It's good.
It's good. Okay,
It's
I'm
good.
gonna go
Okay.
ahead and I'm gonna take our viewers over to the video, so you can see the video that they are receiving. Here we go. Good day to you, runners. Congratulations on your recent foray into the District 8 Ares Research and Medical Facility. I must say that I am very impressed. You have all sparked my interests. One area that does need improvement is your ability to cover your tracks. As easy as it was for us to key in on your activities, it may not be much longer before Ares higher-ups discover your intrusion. You must be careful going forward with whom you trust. It could be the difference between life and death. Needless to say, I believe I have found the right people for the job. Thank you for helping the good doctor. Mr. Jennings has answered the call of the crypt, and in doing so will be rewarded accordingly. When you are ready, please bring the information gathered from the DNA sample to the dock ward. I'm located on the eastern side of the port, near the South Shore Harbor Marina. Visit the industrial docking bay with the rusted green roof. Find May 11th. And remember the password. Risen from the boneyard. Slide means you no harm. He was simply sent as a scout. We worry when our logo turns up in places we did not put it. We're happy to discover that it was you aiding the doctor. I hope to see you all soon.
Oh, snap.
No kidding.
That's so cool.
That was amazing.
That was really dope. On that note,
I'm also going to share those of you that are in the Roll20. So some of it was hard to hear. I'm going to share.
Yeah, it was hard to hear.
I'm going to share a handout of exactly what was said in that. So you're going to get a handout in Roll20. And it's going to show you exactly what was said. Uh-oh.
Okay.
I heard a subscription come through.
we got subscription.
Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde.
Hyde, subscribe to Tier 1. Hey, Mr. Hyde, do us a favor. You have 7 bonus dice to give away. Go ahead and type in who you would like to give your 7 bonus dice to. You can give them to multiple players or one player, whoever you'd like to give them to. Your choice, Mr. Hyde. Thank you so much for the subscription.
So Gearjammer is going to immediately send a group chat to everyone. So, seems like we have business to take care of.
Did I also get this?
Yes, you did too, Wildfire.
Interesting.
Thing.
Yep.
I send a gift to everybody of Sylvester the cat picking up a suitcase and walking out of the front.
Okay, so chat, we've got 2 bonus dice for Kill Switch, 2 for Gear Jammer, and 3 for Jack because he's going to need them. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Hyde. We appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Hyde.
I look over to Gear Jammer because I'm pretty sure we're texting like right next to each other. So
Probably.
we slap on the skulls and go head off into the night.
Gear up.
Hey, where are we going?
Oh no!
It's a long story. I'll explain it on the ride.
We've got another 100 bits coming in from Sarah.
Sarah!
We're gonna have so many.
Oh,
dice.
there's Christy.
Dice for Christy.
Christy, you got a bonus die from Sarah.
Sarah. Sarah, you didn't need to do that, baby.
Woo.
I get my kill switch gear together,
Okay.
and I got my.
I mean, I don't know what you guys did, but apparently it dragged me into it too. So,
I think it had something to do with a burning building, a hotel.
Yeah.
that I have no idea what you're talking about.
Of course you don't. Get in the car. How well did he do on the repairs on cars for day to day?
He wasn't too bad. I mean, you had to. I mean, he wasn't terrible.
I'm assuming I have a decent idea on mechanical stuff, just not super technical stuff.
Yeah. Things that got really complicated, like broken grid guides and other things that required too much like computer and matrix knowledge, he was probably struggling with those kinds of things. But the actual like engineering part, he was okay with.
Change a tire, you know?
Yeah.
You did an okay job. Let's just hope that you shoot better than you fix a.
Shoot? Shoot what?
Magic.
Are you giving me a gun?
No, the spirit stuff out of your hands.
Cypher, I'm gonna assume that you got on the motorcycle and headed back to the garage.
No,
Okay.
first, I would like to contact my contact, Prox,
Okay.
my hacker agent,
Yeah.
and see what they know about this crypt person.
Okay.
Because Proxy had warned me about Ares Tech and asked for more money, so I'm like, well, fuck. They're implying that I'm going to be fucked over for working with this group. So like, hey Proxy, what do you know about the crypt?
You get some messages back that says, this is a surprise. Usually I'm able to find some information, but I found nothing on this.
I just send like an anime gif of like a girl crying.
How'd that Ares job go, by the way?
Oh, right. I'm going to transfer them.
Oh yeah, money.
Money. I will send them 3,000 new yen.
Woo! He sends.
How do
he
you
sends
think it went?
He says he sends a bunch of it looks emojis of a stack of money with wings like flying.
Hell yeah.
This came in just in time. I need to upgrade some personal equipment.
Could you see if you can maybe ask around in the hacker circle, see if they can figure anything out about this crypt person. Maybe
Yeah.
look into security cameras around the dock ward as well.
Yeah, sure. I can. Oh, the dock ward in New Orleans.
Is that what they said? Where the fuck did he say?
Yeah, I can. I mean, I can.
Was it the dock?
Oh,
Docking
no.
bay.
Yeah, I can. I can look. May take me a little while. Give me some time.
That's okay.
Uh,
Sure.
Sure.
All right. Now I get on my motorcycle and go to the garage.
Okay.
Who?
Motorcycle down, Pete.
So, Cypher,
By-
you.
By the way, that proxy is 4 out of 4, like 4
4-4.
loyalty level.
Okay.
4-4.
Gotcha. All right. So you pull up to the garage. Cypher.
Geargermer's gonna call Jack. Not message, like little old school call.
Oh, I know where that button is, I think. Let me double check. I gotta roll my.
Oh,
We're
God.
good, yeah.
I was just gonna
Hello?
say we could just drive and pick him up.
But he would need to know what's coming. Hey, you awake?
Oh, yeah, I was
message?
just doing some puzzles. Oh, what?
Did you? Never mind. I sent a car for you. Get in car, come to garage.
Okay. I'll see you in a moment.
He just say, wait a minute. Did he just say he was doing puzzles?
Yes, he did.
That's what a guy doing a day off, you know?
Of course I'm awake. I'm doing puzzles. What did you think I was doing?
He's awake doing Sudoku.
Jack, take a point of edge.
Thank you.
Oh god. Okay, so are you guys going to pick Jack up on your way?
No, I'm sending the car to pick him up and bring him back.
Oh, you're just sending the
I
car.
would have.
Yep.
I approached the car cautiously.
There's no one in it.
Gear jammer? Looking in the window like, gear jammer?
The back door opens. Bumps into you, Jack. Gear Jammer says to get your ass in the vehicle.
Oh, hi, car. And I'll sit down in it.
The door shuts. And, hold on tight.
Something new. We should commoditize this.
And it peels out, burns rubber, sending you back into the chair as it speeds off to the garage.
My seatbelt's untight. Oh, by the way, I have painted a very meticulous skull face on. I made sure to get the line, use a compass to get the right curve of the lines and stuff. You know.
All right, perfect.
You still have the pencil drawings on your cheek. Making sure the lines are correct.
Yep.
Right. So you guys all arrive safely at Gear Jammer's garage. I would say, what time would you guys be thinking about doing all this? Would this be something you do during the day, or you want to do this in the evening? Midnight?
Darkest hour ever.
Does this guy imply that he has hours of operation, or?
Right, because at nighttime, fireworks look way better.
Right. Why did they send you the message?
I don't really know.
He was there when we took Doctor.
That's fair.
That makes
That's
sense.
fair. Yeah.
Killswitch nods as you see all of you all see that there's a new chat group that he makes specifically without him. It's a gift that just says just in case.
Gear Jammer responds in that chat. Actually, not in the group chat. Just sent one specifically to Killswitch that shows a little man standing somewhere and then falling.
Yep. Good plan. Good plan. Also, I realized that Gear Jammer and Killswitch have to work on their meme talk because kidnapping the wrong person is the worst thing a mercenary could do.
guys.
It's not my fault you said kidnap Skullface.
You said
Everybody Skullface.
It was Jasper Smalls. Okay, whatever. We'll talk about this later.
Wait, so are you guys wearing skulls?
No.
Oh, this
Okay.
this is just
my job.
yeah. What are you talking about?
Jack does have a skull painted in his face. Like the kid that actually shows up to school for dress up day.
Can you get a kind of skull look on that? He looks at
Huh?
you. Maybe, and he's just gonna use a little bit of his cyber, and he's just gonna like put a little small skull on your forehead.
Wonderful.
Just kind of cackles a little bit.
Is there a reason we have skulls now?
We came across an organization that we may be working for. Let's just say
Oh.
they may have money.
Okay.
Now, important question. Are we going heavy or light?
I say somewhere in the middle. Things go well. We don't want them to know that we're packed heavy. Things go bad. We want to make sure that we're.
I always go heavy.
Just looks
What?
you up and
I'm
down.
so confused.
Fine. Come here. Let me introduce you. Okay. He's going to sort of put his arm around him, drag him over,
All
bring
right.
him over to the section of the workshop, open the door, and show him where all the drones are sitting.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
there's one of them that looks to be like basically a cross between a massive kettle stone and a freaking a four-legged walker.
Okay.
And then there's like a literal
couple of
disco
little
ball.
quad rotors that have crossbows attached to them. Then beside that, there are these things that look like oversized tarantula wasps.
This is awesome. This is an awesome
Don't-
room.
Don't look it up online if you don't know what tarantula wasp is you won't sleep tonight. And then just like a bin full of almost 100, who knows how bloody many are in there at the moment. Just little tiny, look like bugs.
Dude, this is an awesome room. I really appreciate all of the stuff you have in here.
Don't touch.
So would heavy be the really big one or the big crate of small ones?
Heavy is all.
Yeah.
I choose heavy. I think we should go
Medium,
heavy.
we take big one. Medium, we take all as well.
I like it. I think all of them is a good call.
One can never have too many.
Killswitch won't even respond to this. You just see him reach out. He puts the decoder on his lasers to lock it, and then he just gives it to Gearjammer for the thigh compartment.
Opens the leg, moves the shotgun to its holder, and puts the freaking laser sword and closes it.
All right.
All right.
Opens the arm, fixes it, make sure he's got the right grapple wire in there. Starts stowing all his items. I'm going to remember this time to actually put on his shock gloves.
Oh.
Yep. Always come prepared.
Put on the shock gloves, huh? Nice.
And then literally just going to load up the drones into the far back of the van. As we're going in there, we're bringing the Ares van.
You bring in the Ares van. Okay.
Yeah, it's, want to make sure that if things happen, we're prepared.
Okay.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
I noticed when I was with you guys last time, you also summoned spirits, right?
Well, yeah, at times. It's not the best thing I'm good at, but it's certainly something I've invested some studies in.
Okay, so when I'm around, can we just stay away from water spirits?
Stay away from water spirit. Yeah, I suppose. Certainly.
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
Do you have like a history there, or?
If one sees me, it will try to kill me. So let's just a lot of stuff happened in the past, okay?
I respect your privacy. Okay.
Just, we might be able to talk about it another time, but water spirits, that's probably not a good idea.
Duly noted. I will certainly endeavor not to conjure up any water spirits, and I'll keep my eyes peeled for some as well in case we happen upon any.
Well, if one's near us, we'll probably know pretty fast.
This is true.
Because it'll come from me.
I won't let it hurt you.
Thank you. But I don't know if you'll be able to stop it.
All right, folks.
What?
Are you guys like right in front of us having this talk?
Well, yeah, I just kind of turn around and walk away from all the drones.
Gearjar's gonna look over at Killswitch. If it is water, why not just use towel?
You got me there. I mean, I understand you get a little bit of rusty when you're around too many water spirits, ain't that right? All right, but on to serious business. Back to serious.
It's not rust.
Yeah, you know, I'll be sure to make sure we have an extra oil can for you, buddy.
No oil around him. Bad idea.
Oil? Can I have some oil?
No, just get in the car.
So are you guys all riding together, or would Wildfire take his newly painted bike?
I would just ride with everybody else, I think. Unless we can fit the bike onto the car, but probably not. So
we tried that before. It doesn't work.
You want like a trailer hitch?
But no, I would ride with everybody else.
Does have one, but it's little obvious towing motorcycle behind vehicle. Again, we are legitimate business here. We do work.
Right, and now since I work for you guys, I'm just gonna be with you guys anyway, so...
Work for us?
You were training me to be a mechanic for your shop, so,
I was under the impression you were just paying your debts. I don't think we need to see you more than this week, do we?
Are you sure?
You guys hired him permanently, yeah.
Yeah. I thought we were friends.
Oh, this is really
Oh, look, I forgot the front seat. Yeah, going.
Okay. Yes, I'll stay in the front.
So Jack, Cypher, and Wildfire go into the back of the van. Plenty of room. If you imagine the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle van from the old cartoons.
Dude.
Yeah, that's basically kind of what this massive van kind of represents. So you guys are headed towards this place on your grid guide that Cypher had gotten for you, which is marked here. I'm going to bring up a image for you of that New Orleans sprawl. So you guys should see the sprawl popping up in your Roll20. And if
Such a cool map.
If you go to the very north where there is a red marker that has a bunch of question marks on it, that is the ping that you are being shown to. I'm going to go ahead and put that up on Twitch so our Twitch friends can see that as well. I'm going to pop it up there, and hopefully everything works out good on that end. Hoping it will. There we go. Yep, they can see it. Perfect.
I will say that Cypher is wearing like one of those like anime masks with like the faces on them.
Nice.
And she's like kind of more incognito for this type of situation. She doesn't want to look like Cypher.
Okay. Perfect.
Hello!
Oh, says she put it on. I give Wildfire a hug.
I hug her too.
I'm like,
Oh, good to see you.
It's been like a whole day.
No, it's been longer than that.
Right.
I've been gone the whole week. You haven't seen
been
me
like a
all
week.
week.
It's been like a week since I've seen you.
I know, Sashimurida. Oh my god, you got the Genki. Are you good?
I'm pretty good. I've been working at the shop. They painted my bike for me while I did work.
Ooh.
Apparently, I'm a new employee, so I'll be there for a while.
You're working at the garage?
Yeah, I'm a full-time mechanic now.
I am
Oh, that's good.
turning up the volume on the radio.
Oh, we just talk louder.
Yeah, I will talk to her the whole ride there because we're like best.
Oh, hell yeah.
Kill Switch and Wildfire. Take a point of edge from that that interaction. I love that. Yeah, you guys are heading up to this location. It doesn't take long. Marking it through the grid guide, it's easy to find. Very late at night and dark. You guys make your way through the sprawl and manage to find this docking bay, which is a very large metal building. It looks like you find the one, I believe in the video it said green rusted roof.
Yeah.
You guys do manage.
When we see that, your jammer's gonna stop probably basically as soon as we can see it. So I'm guessing probably like 100 yards back or so.
Okay. The way this docking bay works is, if you can imagine, like, if you've ever gone behind like a big store such as like Walmart or, you know, like a big retail store, you know how they have multiple areas where trucks can back up to, and they have these massive garage doors on them. Imagine that, but a ton of them. Like, it's a very long building, and each building is kind of divided. And you find Bay 11, what he was talking about. This place looks abandoned. Like, it doesn't look like it's even being used anymore. But whenever you see it, Bay 11 actually has multiple garage doors as Bay 11. So it'll be like 6 garage doors that have 11, then it'll be a little gap, and then 6 garage doors that say 12. So it's like a bay is actually several of these docking units. And it's dark. Very dark.
Gear jammer is going to park a little ways away and just go, okay, I'm going to send out couple of drones and see if we can find anything before we go in.
Yes, sir.
And,
Gear jammer, sir.
Okay.
Send out the 3 Hornet drones.
Okay.
And just basically have them, 2 of them poking around like actually 1 poking around the 6 entrance doors that we can see.
Okay.
1 checking out the roof, looking for any points of ingress on the roof.
Okay.
And the other one just doing like a loop around the entire building.
Okay. One thing you do notice is in between the 6 large garage doors, there is a small man door. That just says, it looks like it's got spray painted on it with like a template, Bay 11. And one thing your drone also does pick up, almost misses it at first, but there is a security camera that is aimed down, looking to anybody who would, kind of like your Ring doorbell, you know, kind of like whoever's at the door is going to show up on this cam. The drone that goes up above notices that the roof has been repaired on this particular bay. It's been patched in parts where it looks like it had maybe holes rusted through it. And as you're going around with the other drone, you do notice, and you guys would all notice this, you can hear loud noises occasionally of engines. You guys are actually very near an airport, as you can hear the sounds of jets and other kinds of air vehicles taking off, landing, and those types of things. You can see them once they, you know, get up in the air a little bit, but you can't really like see the airport from your location, but it's very close. This place looks like there's just like pallets laying everywhere, some stacked 12 feet high. There's old crates, metal bins. This looks like abandoned docking bay.
As Gear General will bring all the drones back in and share that with everyone. But there is one small door, but has camera pointed at it.
Alright. We know how
And we
these
need
things-
to deal with camera and go in.
I think we gotta do this the old mercenary way. Why don't you have one of the drones do a quick knock and see who comes out?
Send one of the Hornets back out.
Okay.
No, right up to the. Actually, pull back over and look at the kill switch. The paint on the skull.
I'll do it, and just quick little skull on the top of it.
Send it out. Have it fly up, and just real quick, right against the glass, sort of. And then turn and look at the camera so that you can see the skull on the top of it.
Okay.
The cyber paint just opens the skull's mouth, and you see a little voice bubble that says, "Hi."
Nice. So you're just gonna keep the skull kind of like buzzing right there for a moment?
For a moment, see if anyone comes out.
Okay. You see that there is a red light blinking on the camera. A couple minutes pass. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay, you're gonna have the drone start backing away. Does the camera move?
No.
Okay.
Guys, they said they have high-tech stuff. They don't seem to be doing much surveillance around this area. At least none that we see.
Yeah.
Do you want me to look in the matrix and see if I can see a grid of security interface?
Yeah, let's do a double scan. How about you in the Matrix and you there, Jack? Can you do a
Of course, Captain. I will. I'll kind of like lay back and get my vibe going.
Okay. Perfect. So, Cypher, as you kind of go unconscious and make your way into, I guess, are you going cold sim? Virtual reality?
I'm assuming cold sim because I'm not in battle, right?
No.
Yeah, so it would be cold sim.
Okay. So you're headed through. I would like you to go ahead and make, I guess this would be considered a matrix perception test.
Okay.
And,
oh shit.
Jack, you are leaving your unconscious body behind and going for a ride?
Well, I probably don't have to go fully into the astral, thing here to just do a sensing.
Hey.
But I am kind of like just, settling back so I can really focus on it.
When you ascend,
And I got
can you double check on your rolls with a sensing?
Yeah.
How like going?
Do you remember
seeing through barriers? Like, what can you see signals through barriers, or do you have to actually be projected or looking through them to be able to see? I'm just curious.
That is a really good question.
I just want to make sure I'm doing it correctly.
Yeah.
For your sensing.
Maybe at any point.
Quick question: with that camera, are we trying to get past it without being seen, or do we want to be seen by the camera?
I
not
would
sure
rather
yet.
be not.
Yeah.
I can alter the camera.
Yes, you can
Really?
turn it into hot melted plastic. We know this.
No. I can make the camera see absolutely nothing. I can make the camera see a dragon. I can make the camera see whatever I want the camera to see. I
wanna
can
see this.
sneaky too. Well, we did it before, Jack. Remember, I made the cameras think we were like Mario and Luigi.
That's right.
Oh, that is very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, that would actually be a really good way past this camera.
But can you do it for 5?
I can make the camera see what I want the camera to see. I can make it
I'm
see
in.
nothing. I'll just make it like a freeze frame of the alleyway.
Oh, that's
Easy
brilliant.
peasy.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. So, you guys are coming here, and he asked you in the video to bring the DNA with you. So, for one, do you guys have the DNA?
Yes, it will
yeah.
be tucked safely away in a hidden compartment.
Okay, and number 2, would you be bringing Dr. Jennings with you? Because he would be adamant on going, because this would be like basically meeting his who had employed him to do his work.
But the video specifically said the good doctor, so it may be.
That's
This could be the bad doctor.
Did they call out Jennings by name?
I mean,
No,
this
he
could
just
also
doesn't
just
go
be a really
there.
big trap, and we could just be walking right into it.
yeah. I did 6 hits, 2 misses for, I guess, perception.
Perception. All right.
Matrix perception.
Perception. You do see that there is like it's kind of like a local area network here. So you indeed would have to try to like hack into it to see more detail about it and see what things are like slave to this network.
Mm-hmm.
But that's up to you.
But there's definitely like a security network in this
Oh,
area.
there's definitely wireless network here. Yes.
I relay that to my party.
Yep.
And
I would be
I think
reluctant.
we would have brought
but
the
I-
doctor, right?
Yeah, I would have been reluctant, but I would have definitely brought him.
Yeah.
I think Cypher would say probably a good idea to bring him since he, was mentioned in the video. And if anyone's gonna get fucked over, it should be him, not us.
Yeah, we only have to run
Although-
faster than him.
Right.
We'll take
Exactly,
Your does
Josh.
have the DNA in his compartment in his cybernetic arm.
Okay. Perfect. Absolutely.
Because if anyone's going to start trying to screw us over, well, we need leverage.
Jack, any news on sensing?
Well, I think rather than going into the astral plane to get a really good look here, I'm kind of intrigued by what Wildfire has brought up. This idea of the camera trick.
Okay. Did you want to make an astral perception test on the outside of the building?
Sure, I did. I rolled with 3 hits
3
from the
hits?
outside of the building. Yeah,
You
3 hits,
do
1.
get a slight signal from that small door. There is like, glistening radiance coming from that door, specifically the handle of where somebody probably left, where they grabbed the door handle and opened it.
Oh.
And you do
Totally, that's the
also, as you guys are all kind of looking around, you notice you're probably getting a little bit of signature coming from one of the docking bay doors, one of the large garage doors. And as you draws your attention, you can see that there's kind of like a gouge line that leads up to it. It looks like from possibly a flat tire that's been carving into the ground, pulling up to this docking bay door.
Did we were in a car chase.
Yeah, and you blew up the front tire of a black van that was
Yep.
on its rim, basically shooting sparks everywhere.
Hope they don't hold a grudge.
Which is why I think that we should handle this as smoothly as possible.
While Cypher and Jack are doing their thing, Gearjammer's reaching in back and is taking his 2 quadcopters, putting them into their laptop carry, like their briefcase laptop looking case, closing it up so he can carry one in with him just in case.
Okay.
So do we go in? It's
Yeah,
Firefly says he can make camera not see us, so I say,
Do it.
Just the cameras I know about. I mean,
but right, that camera we speaking of.
yeah, just that one.
and
Yeah.
no barrier, no nothing like that. That's gonna trigger some sort of crazy spirit that's gonna attack us, like at the concert.
Handle looks a
would be
little funny.
awful.
Jack,
Do you want me to
Jack.
infiltrate further?
Jack, from your sensing, you do not pick up any kind of magical barrier on the outside of the building.
No spirits, especially no water spirits. We're clear.
My only concern, Cypher, is if we are going in as Killswitch says, friendly, if hacking in and you get noticed may not.
Yeah, we don't want to trigger off anything. We want to
But
try
if we're
and get...
friendly and we ignore cameras, I mean, if we
My
sneak
thought
in,
is perhaps one person gets seen, rest do not.
I start walking up towards the door.
wait, I'm confused. What am I doing?
Can I just grab the back of him and sort of like lift him off the ground?
You said one person gets noticed, the rest doesn't. It's just continually
Right,
walking.
Perhaps one who is sneaky, not the one who get noticed.
He slowly stops walking.
Perhaps Doctor and I go in first, and then Wildfire make rest of you not there.
Turns to the doctor. Why don't you just go up there? Worst case scenario, they shoot you in the...
Whoa, I don't know about that. Now,
That would be the worst case scenario.
You did want to come here.
I did. I did. I did pay you guys all a lot of money too. Gotta remember that.
Yeah.
Whoa, hey, you guys got paid? Where's my money?
Oh,
You...
Lady Valet said she hold it for you.
Yeah, I think Senpai has it. I don't remember actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Well, I
go
mean-
with blaming Lady B for this. Just
I
go
mean, you know.
knock on the door. They're not gonna shoot you in the face. They need you. You're the good doctor.
I liked
You're
his
right.
idea better. Can Gear Jammer go with me?
Just do not lock back a van.
You guys are making this camera trick way more complicated.
I
I can still do it, it's just hard.
Go to the door. We'll figure it out from there.
Gear Jammer, you approach the door with Dr. Jennings.
Is it locked?
You going to reach out to try to open it?
Yep.
Nope. It's locked.
Okay.
State the password.
Ah,
Oh God! I send the
Flip back
message
to the,
over. The crypt-
this is from Boneyard.
Yes.
You hear something go. And a little puff of some kind of steam or smoke comes up from the bottom of the door. And the door swings open. And releases. And inside, you can see there's definitely light going on. Inside, the light kind of beams out from this like smoke. And there is an individual standing right in front of you. Holding an SMG. Black clad armor. With black and white face paint in a skull formation. With a cowl over the top of his head. Welcome. Chrome's been expecting you. Follow me.
Wait, I called rest of them. I had to make sure it was legit. And Gearjam is just going to start waving over towards the group.
I
Do I
let
do the
everybody
thing?
out.
Do I not do the thing?
I assume we do it.
Don't do the thing. Get out the car.
Don't. Okay. I mean, Jack, I was with you. Jack.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're testing us to see if we're,
Wait till everybody gets out, and I'm gonna close, and I want to tell the car, "Hey, babe, lock up," and I'm gonna tap her and just go and walk away.
Okay. So, Cypher, are you going with the group inside, or are you staying out in the van?
I'm very squishy.
You are squishy, but you're more squishy alone than you are with others.
But Van is not alone. Van is heavily armored and has multiple guns within and has my drone in it.
But Van can
And now
also
my drone
kill.
cannot get out. Psychopath told Van to lock itself.
Van can also squish squishy, as we've learned.
Well, she's not riding on top of it.
No, but the van has two hold on, what does it have in it? If you're concerned about the squishy, I would stay with the van. It has Ares M202 machine guns. Two of them mounted within it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is loaded. It also has 2 stun grenades and 2 stun confetti grenades in the front glove box.
Does the group want Cypher with them?
I just don't.
I always want Cypher with me because she's awesome.
Oh, ow.
We have no idea what we're getting into, so either way works out in our favor.
That's true too.
Perhaps we keep Cypher with us virtual?
Sounds good. Hey,
that would work.
I send a GIF to everybody's message comm of just like a little small Cypher jumping up and down. An 8-bit.
Question.
I can project image.
Oh, if I were to go into the Matrix, could you project my Matrix persona forward? If I were to like go into your comm link?
I would assume so. We did it with the video we were playing.
Oh.
Just have you basically video my content and then...
I like that. I want to be Princess Leia in this moment. Let's go.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.
I'm going to turn on my projector again and...
So I will stay in the van.
Okay.
And I will enter the Matrix. Okay. And assuming he'll give me admin access, I will go into his comm link so he can project a digitized, I guess, 3D image of me.
Okay. He grants you admin access. I believe that you're...
Stay out of search history.
and projecting an image of Cypher. You guys follow this individual in. And as you go in, you notice that this place is definitely not abandoned. There's not a lot of people in this room, but you do see that it's a vast open space here at the bottom where it looks like several docking bays come in, like loading docks, where people can unload different materials. Looks like there's several crates, metal boxes of things, and you can see that on a table, the farthest away, there are several weapons on the table that seem to be taken apart or being assembled. You do notice on another table there are some drones that are being assembled and fixed. Several of them have skulls painted on the front of them. You can see 4 individuals painted skulls on their face with a welder. They are repairing a black van in one of the docking bays. You can see the blue glow of the welder as they're repairing a lot. And actually, a couple of them kind of look up at you guys as you walk in, but then they kind of just give you a quick stare and then go back to their work. Doesn't appear like many people, other than kind of pointing around in directions or communicating with one another. There's a lot of people standing around. On the far end, on the back end of this area, it looks like there's some metal, what do you call those metal steps that you can see through? They're like grating. Trying to think of what the terminology is for that. You see it in a lot of industrial parks and things like that, where it's like these
scaffolds,
like scaffolds. Yeah, you got these like steps that lead up, and then there's a walking space, and there are several small man doors up at the top, but they're small man doors that look like they slide up like garage doors, kind of like if you go to like a storage compartment area. It's like a storage unit. They're like that.
Flea market, yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of like that. Each of them has a simple padlock on the outside of them, like old school, very old school. You guys follow this guy, and there's another set of stairs. It looks like it goes up into like an office area, and there are 2 SMG wielding guys that just look exactly like this guy, standing at either side of the main double doors to this part of the facility. And he leads you right up to the double doors. He goes off to the side. He basically takes his hand and he puts his hand on a scanner on the side of the door, and the doors just go and open. And there you can see, elevated a little bit, are several computer monitors. that raise up about 15 feet high. You can see there's a massive platform, and there's an individual sitting in a chair looking over all these monitors that are high above his head. And you can see him moving his hand and bringing up these holographic kind of keyboards that float in the air, and he's pressing things around, moving things in this strange digital landscape that sits in front of him. There are 2 additional guards that are standing at each side of him, with wearing heavy, looks like armor, jet black, with these skulls painted on their face. Without turning around. Well, it's about time you've arrived. I've been waiting for quite a while. And then you notice, bloop, 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 up on the screen are multiple images of each one of you that were taken. Some from drone footage. Some look like footage from maybe a contact lens from an individual you kidnapped. Some from looks like several street light cameras throughout the city. One in particular is interesting. It has one of Kill Switch on top of the van with a sword, barely holding on to this massive gun on the top of it. There's one of Jack hanging out the window, firing a lightning bolt out of his hands.
Oh my!
There's one of Cypher's face. Looks like captured, like, point of view. It looks like as she was trying to remove contact lenses from somebody's eyes.
Oh.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
There's a couple of wildfire taken from, looks like, when the alarms went off in the hotel from the fires. The cameras started auto-recording and auto-sending things, looks like, elsewhere. It looks like this individual has intercepted some of those footage and images. Here, Jammer, there's also a point of view of you wrapping up an individual, and it's a video footage of basically you dragging an individual into the back of your van.
Oh, I remember that.
Does it have just Kill Switch, or does it also have DJ Solo?
As you're looking, it's like you hear him say, "Oh, that's funny," and he goes like this, and swipes it, and there's like a cross comparison photo that comes up, and he's like, "Oh, that's strange. In my research, I seem to recall this individual being, I don't know, into all that new wave music. Huh. It's funny." And he slowly turns the chair around, and you see me. An individual that looks just like me staring at you. And he reaches up, and he grabs this cable that's attached into his head, and he goes like this, and he pulls it out. It's nice to meet you all. I'm so glad that you could finally make it. And I see you brought the doctor with you. That's great. I've been very pleased with what Dr. Jennings was able to accomplish. Of course, with the help of all of you. Now, you see him pull up another monitor, seemingly out of nowhere. We're going to keep this all between us. And you see him hit a couple buttons, and all those images, those videos that you guys saw, disappear. You're lucky I intercepted them when I could. But there's no guarantees. Some of it might have leaked through and have graced the eyes of some of the members of Lone Star Patrolmen, or even, I don't know, Ares Special Ops. But I did what I could. Everybody on your character sheets, reduce your heat score by 4.
What?
Shit.
This guy knows his stuff.
What?
Can you go negative?
Just go to 0.
Interesting. Kill switch will actually slowly pull down his mask. As a matter of fact, because he realized what just happened, he's gonna pull off his mask and take off his glasses.
Ooh.
And for the first time, you see him fully elven, just kind of looking forward at folks. He says, "What are you after?"
What I'm after won't be easy. But, from what I've seen, I think you're the only running group in all of New Orleans that can handle what I have. What are you doing, Jack?
Sorry, I was just a little proud. Thank you.
I'm pretty proud too. I mean, that means I'm part of this group, and that's all I've been trying to do.
I thought you were hired. I thought you were
I
at
am.
the garage now.
I am now, but some people don't believe it yet.
Kill switch is like,
No.
later.
Now that I got disconnected, why don't I give you a tour and show you? It'd probably be a lot easier for me to show you than it will be for me to explain, because I'll be 100% honest. There are some things that I still don't know what to do. But that's why I've asked a lot of you here. And he in particular in this moment looks to Cypher, looks to Jack, and offers a particular...
I still have not changed my avatar. My avatar looks like Hatsune Miku. It does not look like Cypher.
The rest of you, he begins to he looks at the 2 guards and just says, he kind of gives them a wave, and they just kind of relax. And if you could, would you follow me? I'm going to take you down the hall.
Before you do, I have to know, do you work for Ares Tech?
I do not work for Ares Tech.
He looks over to Gear Jam, looking for approval.
I also look at Gear Jammer because I can't move unless he does.
Realize that all of a sudden, your Devils, you guys gotta start looking wildly and having the avatar like fly across the room and.
Stop!
Just sort of gesture.
Motion sickness, please stop.
Okay, so he goes, it's the office kind of comes out, and there's another hall that leads down before it wraps around down the hall where you guys saw the small man doors at the top. He goes down to another area, and there's 2 guards standing in front of this door. And the glass doors the double doors on this chamber are very dark, as if they were tinted. And as you come up, he takes his hand and he presses his hand once again on top of some kind of scanner. And the doors go beep, and slide open. And before you guys see something, and I'm gonna throw this into. I've got a image to show you in Roll20. You see something, an area that looks like this, and I'm gonna show that to my friends online so they can see as well.
The Bat Cave.
Okay.
It's what they make you.
You see this mechanical mechanism, a tube with several metal arms and other devices. There are 2 individuals in here. It seems like they have welders and are still working on this object. There is no liquid inside of it. It's just a glass canister. And he walks into the room if you guys would mind joining me.
Take a step.
Do I recognize any of the equipment in here? Would I have any idea what the purpose for it would be?
Make a... I guess this would be based on logic. I think logic and, well, I guess it'd be more... Would it be more intuition, you think, or logic on your base?
I can go either way. It's...
Go ahead and make... Let's go engineering logic for you.
Okay. I like those odds. It's a lot of dice.
While he's doing that, are any of you doing anything in particular as he leads you into this room?
I'm gonna burn one of them extra dice someone got for me tonight.
Oh,
Why
you're
not?
burning a viewer die?
Yeah, I'll use an extra one. Why not?
Alright, thank you, viewers.
Oh, and I'll take that because that was on my little Dragonfall dice, and that's a 6.
Alright.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6 hits, including the Dragonfall, and 1 glitch.
These objects, from what you can see, is a... It's kind of like a bunch of ingredients from different brand names. Your suspicion is all these materials are stolen. And just thrown together haphazardly. But it still looks like it's functioning. It still looks like it has... they're assembling this with some kind of knowledge. They know what they're doing, but it's all like pieces of parts that shouldn't go together, but they're making them work, you know?
But no idea what its purpose would be for?
Not 100%.
Okay.
Best you can ascertain is they're cooking up some kind of glass case for something. I don't know, some kind of fancy aquarium.
Killswitch gives Gearjammer a knowing look. This is also just to show how weird this is. I don't even think Gearjammer has seen Killswitch without any of his equipment on. So you're not even seeing emojis, you're not seeing GIFs, you're just seeing his actual like light and dark splotchy face. Elven ears looking at you.
Yeah, and it's Gearjammer's seen like bits and pieces before, so he's had an idea what Killswitch looks like, and knows what it means for him to stay covered, which is why he's focused on where are you bringing us, what the hell's going on, because something is not right with Killswitch right now.
It's weird, but he gives like
sort of weirding him out. But I'm not going to be able to figure out what the hell's going on in here, so I'll focus on the electronics and the machines.
So now without the electronics, you're like, I don't know how to do the people person part of you. But he gives a knowing look when you take a look around at the stolen materials, and he
Tourist Comments just sends a message over: stolen, mismatched fish tank.
Fun puzzle piece, eh, Jack? A gif of him putting together puzzle pieces.
This thing's not right. This thing looks...
He kind of just he's walking straight. He walks kind of around this device once. He's just inspects the people that are working on it. They just look up to him and give him a nod, and they continue with their work. And he moves around and he says, I'm gonna be frank. I need help. We're making a clone.
A clone?
Yes.
Who?
And you don't work for Ares?
I don't work for Ares School, no.
Who's this a clone of?
Of the DNA sample that you have acquired. that was the first part of your test. Because we need to get started on it right away. It will take some time. But that brings me to the next thing that I need, and I'm assuming by all of your questions you're not going to like it. I will pay you extensively to go back to that Ares facility. And I need you to retrieve something called a canister of claysine gel from within.
Claysine gel.
It's a concentrate. It's a canister probably about no more than a foot high. But when mixed with water and a few other chemicals in which we already obtain, this canister can be filled to the top. And he taps the canister. The purpose of the gel is it enhances biogenetics. In other words, it will make our clone grow at a rapid rate. Which is what we need.
Gearjammer is watching the doctor at this point.
Frick. Yeah. Oddly enough, Killswitch is trying to keep his back to the doctor.
The doctor seems to kind of starts understanding what all this was about and his purpose for this. You could see like some thought in his eyes. I can't go back to work, can I? And seems like this individual looks back at the doctor and says, "No, doctor, but I'm sure you will enjoy working for us a lot more than your old employment, as we are personally able to pay you significantly more to work here with us. We'll give you a facility. You can stay here. You can work for the time being here. We do have some individuals who wouldn't mind getting some upgrades, and I believe that is your forte."
Two people got hired today.
I know.
And Dr. Jennings seems to look and say, "Well, I can't go back to Ares. I don't have an apartment anymore." He looks over at Wildfire.
What you gonna do? I mean, technically, I just took I took a liability away, you know? Now you don't have to worry about it.
Speaking of liability, you're asking us asks us to do a lot for someone we don't even know their name.
They call me Chrome. It's nice to finally meet you face to face, Killswitch. As the rest of you. I've known of you for quite a long time now, but, you know, I was waiting to see exactly where you would take this. I've noticed that you've been quite fascinated with the skull motif, Killswitch. Why does it interest you?
This is the city of the spiritual dead, is it not?
It is.
It is quite fascinating that there is a energy about this city, brings about the dead. Excusing the pun. Let's just say that I have a few of my own skeletons in my closet.
As do we all.
That's
However,
an awkward place for skeletons. But
Wildfire, I find it hard to believe that you don't have any skeletons in your closet.
I keep my closet pretty clean. I mean, I haven't been home in a while.
Me too.
I mean, I'm not really a big fan of dust. So I clean everything at home. My
It's gotta be a
closet's pretty
great
good.
roommate.
Yeah, it's got some coats in it, maybe. A couple shoes. No skeletons.
So,
You're going to look at the doctor and just say, "Do you know where in facility is Jell?"
To be 100% honest, I don't even know what he's talking about.
There were some spiritual guard dogs that were blocking off certain areas of that facility.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if
Right, you mentioned that.
With Ares Corp, you're always going to have spiritual security. I mean, that's always going to happen.
Yikes.
exactly.
My thought was send in drone to obtain Jell so we don't have to go back. But if doctor does not know where it is,
We're gonna have to go back physically. Listen, Chrome. What you're telling us is that we do this for you, and at best we succeed and get this back to you, and then have Ares following our tail for the end of time. You did a really good job of keeping us under wraps and unalerted, but if you know anything about Ares Tech, they will definitely find eventually something that
You do
seems
realize that
valuable.
this Chrome guy is blackmailing us, right? Like he cleaned our shit so we can clean up his shit.
I hold off on Cypher and I say, but also supposing we do choose not to do this, what exactly are you planning to do with our information? You have to understand that this is a lose-lose situation for us.
All of the information that I have on you will be deleted from record. It will be unable to be obtained. If you choose not to help, that is fine. I've been scoping out a few other runner groups. I do not feel that they are as sufficient as you. I am waiting on one to get back to me after the installation of her new cybernetic equipment.
I have a quick question.
Yes, Wildfire.
Since you can erase just data in general, is there any way that you could just get rid of that video of me getting beat up in that alleyway that one time?
Not at all. Not whatsoever. It's there permanently in the system. I have a couple copies myself.
Unfortunately, Wildfire, I must tell you that when videos go viral, such as one that went viral for you, it makes it very, very difficult to track down all those little elements of code to delete it from the Matrix.
I see.
I can delete videos, but I will be deleting an awful lot of them, as how many times that video has been shared and stored and saved on other devices.
It's gone viral like at least 4 cycles that I'm aware of.
Jimmer, while we're talking, pulls up his communicator and actually shares the video out again to everybody because he still has his copy.
Oh,
And actually,
my glitches probably starts playing it out loud.
And actually, it's strange. On one of these monitors behind this glass tube, all of a sudden you see it like blip on, and it's that GIF of him being beat with this over and over again. Oh, and he looks over his shoulder and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. How'd that get there?"
I'll do something better and eventually, and it'll go away.
That's true, Wildfire. If you can find a way to go viral in a better way, it hopefully will help them to forget this had ever happened. Gearjammer, you are, I must say, you are quite a fine specimen. I must ask you, what brand of tech is your favorite?
Depends on what I am using. Most of the drones I have and weapon The weapons in my vehicles are all Everist tech stolen from various locations, but
Seems like exactly what we need. You're a fine engineer as well, from what I can gather.
yes, it seems didn't get to use my guns on your van last time, but hey, there's always next time, right?
Yeah, a couple of my associates were a little upset when they pulled the van back in last time.
It could have been worse.
Could have. That being said, we could use an engineer of your nature and your abilities, as we do have some individuals who would come from, garages of the sort, but none with your expertise.
For the right price, I don't see why not.
You know, he doesn't work alone.
That's true. I must ask one more question before I go into depth about my offer. Jack.
Mm-hmm.
You can shoot lightning from the palm of your hands.
Yeah, I apologize for that. Hope I didn't cut your drones too much.
Yes, those drones are not cheap.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Oh man.
But the good thing is for you is I didn't pay a dime for them.
Well played.
Have you ever heard of... How in depth do you understand spirits?
Well, I mean, I've certainly applied myself to some studies there. I'd say that sorcery is my forte, but I'm interested in spirits, and I've...
Wildfire.
Yes.
I've seen you on camera summon a spirit into existence.
Yeah, that's kind of my forte.
Can you summon spirits that don't burn down entire buildings?
I mean, I can summon everything but water. Fire just likes me a lot.
Oh. Fair enough. Have either of you ever heard of binding a spirit?
No. What? Maybe?
I don't know if I've done that.
Have I heard of that?
MG, if you're looking in the rulebook, you won't find it.
Oh, I haven't heard of this.
In 5th edition, it was a thing. They took it out of 6th edition, which makes no sense, so I put it back in.
Yeah. Would either one of us know anything about what happened in Chicago?
Everybody can make a memory check if you'd like.
Sure, why not?
Sure.
Sure.
Where's my...
Because that is logic and intuition, and I apparently have a computer bank in my head.
All of you analytical minds, remember.
So I'm going to ask you, Lip, because you are more in depth with the Shadowrun world than I myself am. Everybody except for Wildfire would have some background knowledge about what happened in Chicago. Would you like to give them some background knowledge of what happened in Chicago?
Yes, and you can correct any of the details that you see fit.
Okay.
But as far as I know, the last events to happen in Chicago were that the world was, the city itself was infested by these spirit bugs that came through a portal through Ares Tech, if I'm not mistaken. In which case, inside of Ares Tech or Biotech, I think it may be Biotech, they tried to surgically bind these bug spirits to parts of bodies that would animate it. And then they found out that these bugs were starting to revolt, so these spirits started to attack and lash out at people. And it got so big that it infested the entire city. And the only way to stop it was to drop this kind of massive spirit bomb on the city, causing this huge crater effect in the area. I don't know if Chicago is still up and running now, but it's definitely a non-magical, non-spiritual location. So like spirits who go there instantly die because this barrier that's around it just kind of explodes. Yeah, it's like Chernobyl at this point. It's a spirit wasteland because this bomb kind of went off there.
Now, was it specifically just spirit bomb, or was it like a nuke, like flat out?
From what I know, because some folks do it two ways. One group of people say that this world, the city was bombed. It's a major crater and no one lives there anymore.
Right.
Another one is that it is a spirit bomb where like all magical abilities just doesn't work and anybody who uses magic, they died in that city.
Gotcha. Yeah. That would probably be the knowledge that you guys know. You guys would know a little bit that people are trying to, like, there's people on the outskirts of the city, and they're trying to resettle the area, but it's in chaos. There's a lot of fighting over the property that's available. It's a pretty rough place to be.
That being said, Killswitch would say, binding doesn't go too well.
Yes, I know. I know of the mistakes that were made in the past. I have a very specific binding in mind.
What kind of binding? What's it do? How does it work?
That's what I'm hoping that we can discover together. But the first thing that we need to do is we need to get this gel so we can get this DNA sample in process. The binding will not happen without a physical body to be bound to.
Right. I want to know what exactly specifically is binding before we give you any DNA.
I will do that. I will do that when you get out of the van and stop relying on this projection image that I do not trust.
I'm very squishy. If you had information, you would know that.
Cypher, I mean you no harm.
I mean, I would also like to know what binding is.
Binding in general?
Yeah.
It's like what Gear Jabber and I do. You have two pieces of metal that don't normally come together. You fuse them together to create functionality. Except...
No, this is binding, and Gearjabber's gonna point at Wildfire and send out his bionic line and wrap Wildfire.
Wildfire, you're wrapped up with like a wire cable.
Yes.
Wait, so you tie people up with spirits?
Basically.
It's like spirit BDSM. Got it.
Very quickly unwrapping him and pulling it back and like, I want you later. No.
Let's just say that the difficult part is going to be finding the spirit. I have a very specific spirit that I need found. And I need it bound to this body.
To your body?
Your?
To the body that will grow in here, and he points to the canister. Ting, 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 ting.
Oh, well, I thought we were talking about binding it to one of us. So that's...
No.
Alright, so you know that we're Shadowrunners. You've done enough research on us. You know that we don't do anything with at least a paycheck.
True.
So how much are we talking? He looks at his gun and he's like, also, you know that Ares Tech is not going to be an easy run. So we'll need to turn some of our tin cans into some actual equipment.
True.
Gearjabber gives Killswitch a very dirty look.
Well,
Step away.
Your friend.
I've been working for an extensive period of time on something for all of you. I hate to have you continue to follow me around this facility, but if you could follow me down the hall, I could show you what I have planned.
At this point,
We've
'cause you start-
already followed you this far.
Perfect, Wildfire, perfect.
Going to a third location.
Okay.
As he's
starting to
probably going to send a message to Cypher. Do you want to come in? I can have you ride on Big Drone and back.
You're
If,
still
if you
muted
are speaking,
somehow.
I think Jack has infected your.
I think you're muted in
What?
Discord there. I see a muted symbol on your camera.
I don't.
That's
I
weird.
don't anymore.
Because I see,
I just don't hear.
I see a muted symbol in the bottom right-hand corner of her video. That's weird. Up.
Huh?
Up.
Reconnect.
She might be reconnected.
Hello?
There you go.
Hello.
Hey, I can hear you.
Way better.
Sorry, there was a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
It was Jack again.
Sorry.
Oh, if you want to come in, I send only to you and no one else see.
I know how to walk, and I have a gun. I just don't want to use it.
Right, which is why we bring Big Drone in. If something happened, Drone protect. I don't think we'll, though. It seems.
Yeah, I sent a message say they wanted to kill us, they would have done so by now.
I don't like him, but I come in.
I tell him open door.
Okay.
As we're walking through, because I realize how many people are coming through, he's just gonna take a little cloth and kind of wrap his face. There's too many people around here.
Sure.
You there. Chrome down. Have door opened. Cypher come in.
After
Yes.
letting Cypher in, he goes past a lot of the man doors. You can see a few of these man doors are open, and they're small storage units. But inside, there are bunks. And in a couple, you see a few individuals that are applying face paint. It seems like a lot of individuals use this as a place to stay. And once you guys get into the end of the hall, there is the last man door, and there's quite a bit of space before you get to the stairs that lead down on the far side. He holds his hand up, and then the man door starts to open. This one does not have a padlock on it. It actually has a sensor, like a hand reader. And it starts to go, and that garage door opens. And inside it, there's a few steps down, but you notice a few couches. There's a desk set up in one corner. There is another area that's raised a little bit. It's a small kitchen. And there are what looks to be like 3 or 4 doors to the back. This is a much larger room. And he walks inside. This is part of your payment. This will be included with a successful run. On top,
Hey.
on top of the 15,000 nuyen I will pay each of you.
Is this discreet or is this explosive? I just need to know.
I don't want to live with him.
I meant the job, not the building.
He's very clean.
Plus, Wildfire. Don't get too excited, but plus Wildfire. For each additional canister of Claysine gel that you can swipe from Ares, I will add 1,000 nuyen for each additional canister. Or even though I don't need it yet, I might need it in the future. And if I don't need it in the future, it'll... I don't know, I think I can strike a bargain with some people outside of the facility. People who might be interested in what Ares has got going on might pay, you know, quite a bit of nuyen for any of those extra canisters that are pulled out from that facility.
This person you want to clone, they seem important.
They're very-
Really important.
I'm spending my entire life to figure all this out. It is the utmost importance to me. Nothing else in this world, this terrible, awful, wretched world matters. This is all there is.
Is it like a girlfriend or something?
Cypher. You know, I'm going to be honest, Cypher. Do you really know how special you are?
I mean, I am pretty special. You might need to clarify.
There are not many people out there in the world that can do what you can do.
Oh, that.
Kill switch
Not
is
because
the-
I'm like really good at vlogging and you like my videos and you know.
I have seen your vlogs. You
And
have a... Uh-oh! We've got some bits coming in, guys.
Oh, sad.
Oh, look at that!
Thank you, Mr.
Mr.
Hyde.
Hyde's got to go, but he's giving
Hyde.
2 to Cypher, 2 to Wildfire, and 1 to the others.
Sweet.
So Cypher,
Thanks.
Wildfire.
Mr. Hyde.
Thanks.
Thank you.
oh,
Heck yeah.
All right.
you.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
all of it.
much, Mr. Hyde. We appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in.
damn.
Um, but he looks at you, Cypher, and he's like, I've seen some of the vlogs. I seem to find myself visiting them when I need to just have an extra bounce in my step.
Oh, that's good. I still don't trust you. You haven't told me exactly what you're doing with the spirit binding. You can be nice and cute to me too, but you have to tell the truth.
Okay.
Binding
Okay.
the spirit to the body to clone the.
Yes, but like why? Like what spirit? Why?
The spirit originally belonged to this body. I want to restore it to the body.
This person's dead.
Yes.
Oh,
You're.
this is
Are you sure
unnatural.
it's not a girlfriend?
It's not a girlfriend at all.
Boyfriend?
Not a boyfriend.
I'm just
Son?
checking. Daughter, son, mother,
Family member?
relation.
They are very related.
Like,
yes.
why this person?
Related.
Related how? Brother? Sister?
Because this person.
Jacob
Violate
just looked over and just goes,
reality.
child, perhaps?
I said son or daughter. He didn't.
Yeah, me too.
He kind of just chuckles a moment and he looks back at all of you and says, this person is me.
What?
What?
So it is a twin. Or is it really just you?
It's me.
Oh,
Then, oh, hold on. Then why
I'm
do you need
so
the
con-
DNA? You just like
Wait, are
spit in a
you-
tube. You can do it yourself.
Hold on. Are you? I want to try and poke him and see if he's a human being.
I also want to do that.
I do not want to touch this man.
Okay.
Yeah, what kind of like astral signature does he have? Does he like?
you astral
try
sensing him,
to-
Jack?
Sure.
What?
As you're coming up, Kill Switch, and you touch him, like he's kind of backing up from you guys. Like you can tell he's, like looking at you strangely as you guys walk up and you're touching him with your fingers. Jack, as you're sensing,
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
5 hits.
absolutely no astral signature whatsoever.
What?
I back away. I'm like,
And
you ain't right.
as you guys are touching him, he seems to be 100% under the. You can feel the clothes and everything, but underneath feels like maybe a little cushion of flesh, perhaps. But imagine the scene in Terminator where you're touching it. There's something
yeah.
very hard underneath.
Oh. Gear
Oh.
Jammer, it's your twin brother.
You know, to be quite honest, I'm rather jealous of Gear Jammer.
I can't. This isn't right.
I'm
There's
kind of
the
better
way
with
to go well.
elemental spirits rather than like actual like ghosts, but
At least it's not a water spirit that he's trying to get.
yeah,
Right?
if it was a water spirit, that'd be a no-go.
Oh,
This just seems like some kind of violation. Like you're playing with dark
Wait,
things
did you
here.
used to be Technomancer?
What was that, Cypher?
Did you used to be Technomancer? And then they bound the spirit to you? Or were you like Jack?
I was a lot like Jack and Wildfire at one time. Then I got to meddling a little bit. Got to exploring. Made many drastic mistakes. Become my life's goal and purpose to rectify those.
Why? You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be
Yeah.
alive.
Even if
They-
dying was a mistake, you shouldn't.
but
That's a
he's,
mistake.
he's
you
not
should-
there. He's talking to us.
Yeah, I don't understand how this is working. If you're dead and you need your own DNA to come back, how are you here right now?
Your body, did
AI?
they bury you?
We live in a world where people have robot eyes. I mean, magic is way more powerful than technology.
But it's still
Come here and I
new.
bite your head off and you tell me that.
My body was burned in an incinerator.
Oh,
And so you needed the DNA because that's all that's left of you.
That's all that's left. Yes. While I was working for huge corporations, I was doing my own personal research. I hid away some of these samples in some of the devices that I was responsible for, anticipating that perhaps one day I might meet my demise. In my research and my studies, I also discovered something fascinating. I figured out how to transform my essence into code. And I've bound my soul to the Matrix. My spirit has been separated into two: an astral signature and a matrix signature. This form that you see standing in front of you is my matrix code.
So, just so I can understand this, you have found a way to not be one thing, but to be everything. With power like this, why not just be a car and be energy
Helicopter.
itself?
He kind of looks at Gear Jammer. There are already others that could do that.
What limits you and what makes you want to come back to such a life if you have such an ability to run in
Why
the
not?
Matrix?
Right, why not just stay Matrix?
There's something special about a body, about being real, you know?
being living, yeah.
Yes. Jack hit it right on the head, and Wildfire knows it too. I don't want to be trapped in this. I want to restore myself, and if I can continue my work, I may be able to restore the ones that I love as well.
How long have you been like you are?
Lip, I have a question to ask you. When did Bones get murdered in Scotland?
Allegedly 84.
84?
So if we're 88, so it's only been 4 years.
Oh,
Hasn't been a long time.
yeah, that's not that bad.
But 4 years is a long time to to not
To
have a
not
body.
have your essence, you know?
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but like if maybe if he was put back into like a regular body, that's like the age of the spirit would like affect the body somehow. If it was like 400 years old, I don't know.
I sure work like computer. You load software. Fine, as long as machine handle power.
You are slowly seeing Killswitch like ball up, knees to chest, and just like rock. This is way past his mental capacity.
This is heavy. This is really heavy.
Kill switch. He looks right at you. I know how it feels to be hidden. I know how it feels to wear a mask that you can't seem to get off of your face. I know you know this. We share this bond.
You never killed anyone, did you? You never sown spirits into people who didn't deserve it.
I have killed people in the past. But
I mean, we've all killed people.
I must be honest and tell you that I only regret it.
You coming back. This isn't a second chance for you to just do this to other people. They don't deserve it.
Me coming back would also prove that everything that I've worked for and all of my research works.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
This is so meta.
Cypher, you can manipulate. You can manipulate the Matrix without having any of this. You hold a very powerful key, helping to make sure that this could possibly work. Because not only does the astral essence need to be restored to my physical body, but also my code. And I believe...
Does this guy seem like sincere?
What? Judge intentions. Roll a judge intentions check. Modifier.
Roll a judge computer.
Judge undead.
That's just 3 hits.
3 hits.
Yeah.
It seems like he's being very honest with you. For a robot.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Let me get this straight. You were alive, and you thought that someone was trying to kill you or you were going to potentially die, so you uploaded yourself to the Matrix, who is not you anymore because that's not really you. It's a copy of you.
Well, one could argue.
So,
Yeah, technically.
if you had never done that, and you were just killed outright, who brings you back?
Well, that's why you're here.
Don't you get it, Cypher? He's a scientist. He's no more than the doctor over there. He does experiments on himself. And like he said, he succeeds in doing this. So it all been a part of a plan that he created. He
My
knew
point
very
is,
well that
he
he was
died.
coming back to life. He died knowing that he would be able to come back. He looked for us so that he could come back.
The point is not death, is nap.
Essentially.
It's not nap. His body is gone.
Making a new one.
Precisely.
If we go blow up Everist plant.
But I like that.
You don't have to blow it up. I just need to know.
But if we blow it up, is that more money?
God damn it.
I mean,
If we blow it up, we can't retrieve the gel, right?
If you blow it up, you'll blow up all the assets. And there's no telling that we might need more of those items in secret that they might be storing in there.
You may not work for Ares Tech, but you know enough about it, don't you? You said you worked for other organizations.
I have.
Do they have any record of who you used to be?
Most likely they do. As I was employed by a few of them.
They'll know you're coming after this, and they'll want to take you down a peg.
Eventually they'll find out. But I will do the best that I can to clean up anything that might leave a trace.
Look, man, I'm no superhero. I'm not here to save the day. You want to do some weird experimentations and work yourself back to your life, that's on you. I'm a runner. I get paid for what I do, and this is some luxurious living around here. God knows Gearjammer and I could use a bit more space, as it were.
I am happy with garage, but hey, could use money more toys.
Gearjammer, I'm gonna let you know too that we do have some items that might interest you. And also some items that we can get a hold of that a lot of other people can't.
You even got a hardnet bag for 10 men over there?
Let's just say that
That's all he does.
You do realize that I have your weapons, right?
You had to forgive me. This is all a lot to process.
And I
But
don't
also
want
so
to
on the
go
way,
back
are we-
there, honestly. This could ruin my entire career that I've worked years to build.
Yeah, but Cypher, this could also make a career. Just think
How?
about
I
all
can't
the-
go around being like, oh, I'm super cool Shadowrunner. No, that's not how my work works. If
Yeah.
any of this is leaked, it will go viral much more than wildfire. I guarantee you.
Well, I mean,
Shares the video again.
However, if it works, you won't have to use that shitty internet that our building provides. You could have your own signal.
I need to think about it. I'm not agreeing to anything right now. This is too fucked up.
Yeah, I
My
agree.
career's on the line. I can't just throw that in for you guys. No offense.
How much time do you need, Chrome, for us to get this information started? Can we at least have the day?
Absolutely. Take a week if you need it.
We need it.
This facility will be open for the week for you to use if you would like to stay. But that's up to you.
Do you have books?
What kind of books are you looking for, Jack?
Anything and puzzles.
I don't think that we have any puzzles.
Well, you should. It's good to train your brain, make it sharp. Train your body, also train your brain. It's key.
I can send someone for puzzles tomorrow if you would like.
That would be highly appreciated. Listen,
Yes.
this thing that you're planning seems wrong, but I'm sympathetic to your plight to sort of reclaim your lost essence here.
Well, thank you, Jack. Have you ever done something, Jack, that you could never forgive yourself for?
Yeah.
What if one day you had the power to fix it?
You would do anything.
Exactly. And my anything is reaching out to all of you.
Well, that persuaded me because that struck me right down to my core. So,
Why do you not leave? Go back to our place, and we can discuss on way.
I'm gonna take out a small canister of like empty, like one of my gas canisters for my mask. Okay. Is there any way you could get like a stock of these too?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. I'll let you. You can keep it.
He takes it from you. Looks at it. You do realize that the date on this is expired.
Oh God! I checked my whole bag. Are all of them expired?
It just so happens this is an old canister. The rest of them are okay.
All right, I'll pop in a new one.
Okay.
Oh boy. We'll contact you within the week.
I go back to the truck.
Okay. I will be here.
Oh.
I will be waiting. And he seems to just allow you guys to leave the way you came. He goes back to that room that you first found him in. The doors slide shut as he seems to be walking up towards the chair.
Gonna head back to the car. Kill switch actually has this kind of like kill switch for the car. And he kind of switches the car so that the voice activated mode is off, and it's just a regular car. He kind of pulls down his mask and just kind of sits staring out the window, kind of like spaced out in thought.
Cypher is sitting with her arms crossed, looking really irritated.
Uh, 15,000.
Yeah, dear Jimmer, yeah, I know.
Each. Plus, who knows what we find in.
Lady V's gonna really want to know about this.
We do now get done before she ever need to find out. She's off dealing with her thing.
Look, dear Jammer, this is big, man. This is not like one of our usual mercenary jobs. This is bringing back the dead.
He's not dead, he's talking to you.
He's dead.
Technically, if he split his spirit in two, he's alive. His other half is out, presumably in the astral somewhere.
Yeah.
So by this logic, when Jack does his thing or you do your thing, you are dead. I throw your body on incinerator. You dead. He could have gotten stuck and body get burned.
I mean, the thing is that when the link is broken, that's when the death occurs. But if it's still linked to something in like this matrix, maybe that kept it alive.
And how do you split yourself both? Jack can't jump into the Matrix. Please don't try to. Cypher can't jump into the astral plane. What he
But
did
if somebody was
entirely
trained
different.
in both, they could.
Do we know someone like that?
I don't think we
I
do.
don't think you do. This is very,
like when
very
we could-
strange to you guys.
I don't think we even know if this is
Could also-
possible.
It could have also been something done to him.
I do
He split
No.
one way.
We're alive when I'm in the Matrix. She admits begrudgingly.
So let us assume that we use Cypher ability. Cypher go into Matrix. Jack walk along and cut out Astral. We don't know if it is possible.
My point is, somebody who does this to him, or if he truly does this to himself, is this really somebody we want to end up on the wrong side of the history on?
Is it somebody
the
we want to
wrong
end up on
side?
wrong side of history now?
Now, you get him on our side now. I felt
And
like when I
bring
was
all the people back to life from the dead?
no.
That's like heavy moral implications there, Kill Switch.
Well, I feel like it's not actually bringing other people back to life. It's just like
He wants more than one canister. What do you think he's going to do with multiple canisters? Aside
right,
from his
but
own
once your spirit is gone, it's gone. His spirit's still
we
here
know that for
somehow.
sure?
That's
Special case.
yeah.
He seems convinced that he can bring out other people. Didn't he just mentioned that he can save other people?
He said that he'd be interested in trying, but one of the things I've also noticed is that talking to him, Gearjammer and I work with targets like this a lot. Just look at how we got the doctor. The doctor does what he does, and it's a shitty job, to be honest. But you take the resources from them and you manipulate the resources, you control the target. He has so much vast resourcing, and it is so hard to say no to something like that. But if we can get him on our side and funnel his resources, maybe we'll keep him from unearthing every cemetery from here until Texas. But if we don't, our job's going to get a lot harder if we're on the other side of that war line.
Especially if he finds other group who can do it.
And now we're doing it against him and some other runners.
And we would potentially become targets in the future because
He already has
we know all of
information.
his plans.
We're liabilities. That
So
happened the
essentially
second
what
one.
you're saying is we have no fucking choice because we're blackmailed ourselves into a corner because we were sloppy.
Basically, yeah.
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 That's statistically what happened.
We have choice. We just
Don't have a
destroyed
breach.
DNA, which is still in my wrist.
That's not the only DNA. Even you know that there's always a failsafe.
This is true, but now he has to find.
Hey, you guys are driving currently, right? As you're having this conversation? Or are you just having it out in the van?
I don't even tell Gear Jammer to turn on the power. I'm
Yeah,
just
I don't think any of
keep
us have
everything
really
Oh,
off.
you guys are
just
still
really-
up? Okay.
We just pretty much plop down and
We do one of those like just left the school. We something bad happened. We're just sitting in the car.
It's just like staring at
It's
this
literally
little-
we're all just sitting
I'm
on the
like-
stairways, the hall
You
stairway
know
in
what?
school.
Fuck
and all
it.
that kind of
I'm
stuff.
going to light up and have some Zen because fuck it.
It's one of those type of days.
Pulls out a cigar, starts puffing on a cigar.
I light up some Zen.
Okay, what does that do to you, Christy?
I have no idea.
Okay, look.
It gives you.
I think it boosts some of your statistics whenever you take it.
Let me look.
Say no.
Jack, if you finish that sentence, I'm going to inject you with Nova Coke.
I'm just gonna roll down the window if I can.
Okay.
With the kill switch on the van and me not starting it, you probably can't.
I know.
Yeah, you probably can.
I'll like open the door,
It cracks the door open a little bit.
lean my head closer to that, you know.
Oh snap! That's crazy. Here we go. That's bliss.
I get -2 reaction, +1 willpower,
Okay.
and -1 dice to any actions based on physical attributes.
Yep. And that's before the withdrawal period starts to happen.
No, I've been maintaining. I haven't gotten into withdrawals yet.
All right.
Gear Jammer. You see headlights pulling into the parking lot where you guys are sitting. It looks like 2 vehicles and 2 motorcycles.
Okay.
The headlights swing past the van. You see the reflection in your rear view mirrors. And it looks like they're headed towards you guys.
What color are
Yeah.
the bikes?
From this distance and it being nighttime and not a lot of light in the parking lot, you have no idea.
Yeah, you're right.
They're coming up behind it.
I was gonna be like, I see it thermal, but that won't tell me the color of a bike.
Yeah, you can definitely see a heat signature from the engines and stuff, but
Yeah.
Can I
that's
tell?
really it.
Do elves have dark vision?
those have dark vision.
think-
But
All metas, I think.
yeah, but it's kind of like it's probably like grayish. You would probably still see
Oh,
grayish.
okay.
I don't think you really see a lot of color.
Can I
Um,
see like how many? Like
well,
how many people?
Definitely
or
looks like
humanoids?
one motorcycle has one individual riding it. The other one has
Mm-hmm.
one individual with a helmet on, and then it looks like a woman on the back of it. And it looks like 2 probably average cars.
Are they pulling into the parking lot or are they driving straight towards the van?
They're driving towards the van, but you notice that one of them they end up turning and then just stopping right there. And you see 4 individuals get out of the first car.
Night, Sarah.
Are they packing?
Right, Sarah?
From what you can see, it's still about 100 feet away from where you guys are. You can't really see anybody, but they're glancing over at the van suspiciously. And then it looks like the second car stops, and it looks like about 4 individuals get out of that car.
I tap Gear Jammer's thigh and get my sword out.
These people have skulls.
I really wish you wouldn't grab my leg.
They, from what you guys can see, they do not have skulls.
I thought we took it to the next level, babe.
As
I'm very much invested already.
As you guys are sitting there watching in the rear view, it looks like a couple of them step forward into the middle of where these kind of vehicles have circled. And it looks like 2 or 3 of them kind of get together in a little group in the middle. It looks like several others are just kind of standing around the circle of the vehicles. And now you can see it does look like they are packing.
Great.
They're just standing there, and it looks like 3 individuals in the middle are having a conversation.
How are we doing this?
I will send drone. see what is being said.
Alright. Do my little finger censoring on the sword just so it knows this is me.
I'm going to send out one of my drones.
Okay.
Well, there's basically, as I'm sending it over to watch, I'll have it project into my comm link and have it playing out to the projector so everyone can see it.
Okay, so you guys are seeing
And hear what's being said.
What the drone. Trying to figure out how your drone would make a stealth check. Is there a,
Give me a second. I have my rigger guide here.
yeah, see if your rigger guide says anything about a stealth check for your drone.
So it's targeting. That's damage. Give me a second. I gotta look at my cheat sheet and the auto softs I have. Okay, stealth. So, okay, drone stealth skill and pilot. So now I gotta go looking in here. Wait a second, the
If it doesn't have stealth, then it's his base agility score.
oh, okay. Oh, no, I went too far down. Okay. And of course the drones don't list whether or not they have stealth. Stealth 4. I have it in my auto softs.
Oh, wow.
So it's stealth plus my pilot skill.
Okay.
Okay, so that is.
Make
You
that
know what?
roll.
I'm gonna. How many of these extra dice can I use at once?
As many as you'd like. It's your pool.
Okay, so let's see here. So then that means.
Thanks to
you know,
our
the hell
friends
with
in
it,
the chat.
I got 2 left. I'm gonna burn my last 2.
Okay.
Because more dice means more chance. So
More ones.
you're not wrong on that one.
Oh no!
No.
Well, no, it ended up giving me a total of 10 dice. So 6 hits, 2 glitches.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
That's very good.
Not too bad.
So your drone approaches, hovering above this conversation. And you guys notice, you can tell that it seems to be 2 groups, and it looks like some kind of deal is taking place in this abandoned parking lot. One guy appears to be a little nervous. Another woman appears to be all up for some money. And one individual seems to have a lot of what you can see in video is cram. Seems like a drug deal happening here in the parking lot. They kind of look around, and one of them shouts over to 2 of the ones that are packing on the outside. Rusty, Patch, I don't like the look of that over there. Can you guys go scope it out and make sure there's nobody in there? And it looks like 2 of them start to walk in the direction of the van slowly with what appears to be one has some kind of a SMG, and the other one's walking with some kind of heavy pistol.
Do we really want to take on some addicts and dealers right now?
Not really.
Money and drugs.
Yeah.
Not
I think
good
we've-
drugs.
Crime is actually pretty good. It's pretty dope. I didn't say so myself.
Not my taste.
Remember, kids.
All I'm saying is that if they get any closer, I'm going to be putting some laser swords through people.
If they come closer, I will activate defenses on vehicle.
As much as I love the heat of battle, I think we should probably
Just get out of.
not take
Let's
this
just
fight.
go.
No,
What was that, sorry?
okay, Gear Germer's going to jack himself into the van and take control of it and take off.
Just
And
taking off,
on that
ripping
note,
out?
I'm putting my seatbelt on.
I've already
Stay
had my
Yeah.
seatbelt on this entire time with Jack.
Test it.
Okay.
Really, Wildfire is getting nervous seeing everybody else buckle up.
Yeah.
All right.
Cyber always buckles.
Gear Jimmer, you jack into the vehicle. It fires up. You start ripping and tearing tire. in this parking lot, and you go turning, making, because the way you guys are, there's only like one way out of this place. You're gonna have to like
It's right past them.
fly by them to get out of here. So can I ask you a question? What is the acceleration of your vehicle?
Let's see here. Let me check that.
Because I'm assuming you're putting pedal to the metal, so it'd be whatever your maximum acceleration is.
Okay, yeah, let me jump over to that on that guide here.
I'm gonna wait till we get right up to the car and just do this.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Oh no, I'm glitching. That's not okay.
Oh,
How do I fix this?
got a bunch of glitches.
Jack
in the
must have
Matrix.
touched your face.
Oh, sorry, that's me. That's what happens when I get irritated. Just residual waves in the Matrix.
Okay. Wow. My acceleration is an impressive 8,
8.
with a speed interval of 10 and a top speed of 120.
120. Okay. All right. So you're tearing out of there. This van is pretty heavy. It's weighted down. So you're not going to win any races in this vehicle. As it rips out.
No need to when you got 34 between body and armor.
They open fire on the van.
Come on now.
Then Van's firing right back.
Okay.
Top of the top. No.
Okay. Let's see if they. I'm not sure how the van. Actually, your van defends by using your jacked in.
Then, yeah, hold on. I got that somewhere here.
And is it just small arms
Defense
fire?
is
Yep.
pilot versus armor.
Yep. And I don't think these bullets will probably be even enough to even break through your van's armor, but they're firing anyway.
13. 15.
I instinctively duck against wildfire.
And I'm not even going to ask what the defense rating is on the van because I'm sure that they don't get any edge for this.
Let's see, between its armor and pilot, so I'm rolling 20 dice right now.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay, that's... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not great though, only 7 hits.
The most they could muster was 3 apiece.
4 glitches.
So, one of the SMGs and the pistol start firing at the van. You see sparks kind of hit the edges of the van, just deflect off of the armor of this massive vehicle. As it begins to trudge on, continuously going fast, you guys pull up against where the other individuals are. You can see some of them are ready in weapons and getting them ready, and a couple more take shots, but the same thing kind of occurs as these bullets just aren't enough to do anything against the armor of your van. You do notice that a couple people...
I'm going to have the gun pop out of the top and just lay into one of their cars, not them.
Okay.
And as that happens, I'm gonna cast animate metal on one of the bikes to try to mold the chassis around the wheel so that the wheel won't spin.
Ooh, that's
Nice.
good.
Smart.
What do you roll for that? Wildfire.
I forget. I have to pull it up.
Okay. Yeah. What do you roll to make a gun attack with your van?
Let's see, attack rating is pilot and sensor.
All right.
Let's see here.
And you know what? Just so that they don't follow us, I'm gonna use my new laser scope on my Seska, which gives me a +1 to far and higher. So it extends the range of my weapon. I'm trying to fire at one of the tires just so that they can't peel off with us.
Okay. You can do that. Jack, Cypher, doing anything here?
Let's see. I do have my gun with me.
pop a tire. What's the distance, by the way? As we pass by them.
This is going to be like the second range category for any weapon. So it'd be
The near.
Yeah, it'd be near.
Oh, that's dope. So I get 10. The 10 is that's
the attack rating. So it'd be against
attack
the defense.
rating.
So in this indication, since you guys are moving and they're not, no one will get edge in this instance.
Okay. And then
Matthew, when
Okay.
cars defend, they do, is it body plus armor for a car?
For cars defense, it says vehicles and drones. Defense is pilot
Pilot? Okay.
plus armor or vehicle, but that's when
so-
I'm assuming that's what it's jumped in.
Yeah, but it's not moving, so it's only going to roll its armor rating.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
will
'Cause no one's piloting it.
pull out my Viper, which has a silencer and a magnify on it,
Oh, nice.
and also try to shoot out another tire.
Another tire, okay. Well, I'm
you
assuming
got 5.
Oh, wait a
Five hits.
minute here. So
Okay, I got 5 hits for my Siska.
Excellent. You do hit the
Okay.
tire of the other car.
that's two. That's
I roll sorcery plus magic versus object resistance to see how much cubic area I can affect.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Nice.
I get 4 hits, 1 glitch on the on the heavy machine gun firing at the car.
Surprisingly enough, out of 4 dice, I rolled 3 hits, but you're still good enough to hit it. Kill switch, you do enough damage to pop the tire easily enough with your shot. Go ahead and roll your. What would your damage be when you hit that? What's your base?
It's
damage?
2 piercing plus whatever the soak is.
Gear jammer. What's your damage? Yours wouldn't. That's gonna go right into the tire. No problem.
Oh okay.
5 piercing.
I use my extra 5 dice as well. by
Okay,
the way.
perfect. Yeah, use them up.
I'm also going to use my extra dice because that was a really shitty roll.
Same.
Michael, what is BF mode?
Burst
I get to-
fire.
Burst fire.
Oh no, not that one. Okay, so I had to. Sorry, before I roll, I was supposed to declare which mode. It's a SA mode,
Okay, yeah,
semi-automatic.
Semi-automatic. Yeah,
'Cause
so that'd be 2.
That's way better. Because burst would have probably have hit at least somebody in the face.
I rolled,
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. That I should probably say that these are probably on full auto on the
Perfect. Perfect.
on
Yeah, they're
the
going-
van.
So basically, what you do is you reduce your attack rating by 4, but your damage increases, I believe, by 2. Your base
So,
damage
I
is going to
have
increase
no
by
idea.
2. Wildfire, what'd you roll?
I rolled 7 hits and 3 glitches.
Versus my 3 hits, you succeed.
Okay,
in
so since
casting
I
your
got
spell.
4, I can animate up to 2 cubic meters.
Nice.
That's like the
How-
whole. That's like the whole motorcycle, dude.
How close are all of the vehicles?
I mean, they're within a. I would say within a 30-foot circle. You probably couldn't get more than 1 vehicle. You'd probably have to just target 1.
Okay.
But you could really just go into town on
Man, the more I get, because with 3 hits you can do a whole motorcycle, and then with 4 hits you can do up to the size of a dumpster, and it just gets progressively bigger.
Yeah,
so just-
you could either do an entire car or one of the motorcycles.
I'll do a motorcycle since they blew up the car's
okay,
tires.
okay.
So I'll make the metal wrap both wheels on the motorcycle.
Okay, yeah, so it's like the metal of the motorcycle just seems to bend and shape itself as Wildfire's just holding his hand out towards the window where the bikes are, and you can watch he's taking his hands and he's going like this, like he's bending something, and you can see the bikes, the motorcycles, the shocks on the front just bend around and just tie a knot in the front with the metal. and the chain wraps around the back tire, and the back exhaust pipe wraps around the back tire as well, as he just makes it move around, wrapping around like a constrictor snake.
And then I'll like cover Cypher so she doesn't get hurt.
Okay.
I rolled 6 hits, 5 misses.
That definitely
It was
hits
close.
at a tire, and you don't even have to worry about damage value on a tire of a normal car. As you and basically Kill Switch both take your shots simultaneously,
And then I'm duck.
the tires go out
Yep.
on that side of the vehicle. What was your damage value there, Gear Jammer?
5 piercing.
5
beat,
piercing. Well, the car actually soaks 4 of it. So
I think. Well, see, I don't know because if it's set on full auto, I don't know if I should re-roll my roll because I only had, I think, 5 hits.
I think as
Yeah,
long as you're
I'm
firing
not
at the
good,
same vehicle, it'd still be the same dice pool. Full auto is
Okay.
kind of like one of those things where you can split your dice pool and attack
Oh, okay.
several things. Like you can do like a big burst and sweep.
Oh, just
cross
like
enemies.
spray and spray.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like yeah, exactly. So you hit all these bullets are tinging off. You see one of the windows shatters. Looks like you put a few bullet holes in it, but it still definitely looks like it's functional. But you guys continue to drive, and you notice that after you guys fired and did this barrage, one guy goes to try to jump on the motorcycle, and and just starts like this awkward weird, and then you hear as it rips out parts of pieces, and basically this thing just starts to shred, and the back tire ends up falling off and just falling off to the side, and he drops to the ground with the motorcycle. The other guys are like wondering what is going on. They're ducking behind vehicles and they got their guns ready, but the van just rips out of the parking lot as you guys head on your way.
I guess you should give him a business card for the auto shop, you know?
You know what? Because you say that, I'm just gonna take one of our little business cards and I'm just gonna toss it out the window.
Okay. It flutters back and forth like a feather and then rests down onto the ground. As the smoke from the tires continues to rip out of the parking lot down the street. It doesn't seem like they are willing to give chase after what has occurred here in this instance.
As we turn, pull the gun back down in from the roof.
Doesn't casting spells do something bad?
Yeah, you have to resist drain.
Drain.
All right, how do I resist drain?
Probably your...
You're a shaman, so use charisma, I believe. Is that how it works, MG? I
Yeah,
believe.
you use your spellcasting ability plus willpower, I think. So it's, it would be like his charisma and his willpower, I think, and you have to get as many hits as the drain value or else you take stun damage.
Yeah, what's the drain value of that spell?
It's pretty high. That's
That's
And
probably
you
why it's so
had
powerful.
like 7 you had like 4 net hits on that.
Yeah. So the hits
So
are
if
gonna
it says
hurt me, I
anything
don't know.
about adding net hits to your drain value on the spell, you would have to soak that, or you have to soak that drain as well. If that's how that spell works.
Yep. 'Cause it's...
Casting
What's it
spells are rough.
So yeah, casting spells can be rough in Shadowrun, yes. Try to find a spell for him.
Animate metal is
It doesn't
just a drain
say
value of 6.
anything.
It's just 6.
Yeah.
So,
It's just straight
Straight
6.
6, okay?
yeah.
So you're rolling charisma willpower, I believe. And every hit you get soaks one of those 6.
all right. Wonderful.
Oh no.
I take 4.
That's
All right.
4,
That's your first -1.
4 stun damage. It's stun damage as you are drained. You guys see as you're driving away, Gear Jammer, you notice as he pulls back from the window, he's got blood running out of his nose.
Not on the seat.
Sorry.
With stun damage, after the third one, is it still one die
he's
to
now,
all?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
now -1 dice on all his
Oh, jeez.
everything except for soak.
Oh, okay.
You still soak
Okay.
with the same.
Okay. Yeah, let's get to the shop because somebody needs. Little did we know, we secretly created a whole backstory where now our biggest enemy are drug dealers and drug users.
I just wanted to buy some product, but they
That, or they are completely scared of us because we completely just destroyed a motorcycle and their van.
Yeah, that's how that's going.
Now you know for sure that one of those motorcycles isn't going anywhere, and the other car had both right tires popped, so it's not going anywhere. And the other car has a couple bullet holes and a shattered window.
Okay. As we're driving back, I take a moment. You see that Killswitch is really not himself at the moment, but he slowly gets back around to it and he undoes his kill switch for the car and waits for the car to reboot and start speaking again. Can you play some, I don't know, light jazz for us? We got a lot to process.
No, I do not want to.
I don't think I have any light jazz on for Twitch.
Gear Jammer is the car. Gear Jammer.
Oh no!
Do it.
Remember,
Oh,
we've
yeah.
created this. We had this discussion before. You and her are just together now.
Sharing the same body, like Aki Blossom Blaze does.
In that way, I am sorry for interrupting your intimate time. Please enjoy this moment together.
I don't really understand what's happening, but sure.
So, when a machine loves a car,
You fill up the gas tank.
Gear Jammer knows how much Killswitch loves it. Gear Jammer goes through his own playlist to find an old song from many, many hundreds of years ago called Brown Chicken, Brown Cow.
oh no!
And crank the volume and start playing that.
People are
Very nice.
trying to override the power button.
All right, so you guys are making your way back through New Orleans after meeting with this individual
Downtown.
named Chrome. Making my way downtown. Yeah, exactly.
Way downtown.
That's it. After your little excursion in the abandoned parking lot, you guys make your way back to the garage, safely back home. I would assume that you guys left the doctor because he was willing to.
Yeah.
Like he was willing
Yeah,
to
it's,
stay.
he said he was willing to stay there, so.
Yeah.
You guys make your way back to the garage with lots of questions, lots of mystery, lots of communication that needs to be had, I believe.
So, let's say we do this. Let's say we go through with this.
Okay,
I'm down. I'm down with doing it.
What do we need? We need a full scope of that building, top to bottom. We need to know every security detail. We need to know every lab, every database.
We don't understand what those spiritual dogs are that were blocking half the doorways.
We'll need to find some way of sleeping those dogs too, because we need to get every access point that we can get. Diversion won't be very useful in this case, so no more concerts to be a distraction, but some sort of guard distraction would be good.
Didn't Lady Valette get a good look?
Didn't Lady Valette tell us about that weird dog?
The real dog, the machine dog, and then
Yeah.
the room.
There is some kind of
Right.
drone puppy that wanders around the waiting room of that place.
Oh,
Remember-
yeah.
Yeah, and
Remember,
didn't
if you
the
guys
doctor
remember
say
right, if you remember right, there was another attached this place is kind of like the front of the building is kind of like where the doctor's office
the back
kind
of
of
the building.
was. And there was a back of the building that was like
Yeah.
what Cypher was able to kind of jack into to get that DNA matchup.
Right. But don't I remember the doctor, and I may be hallucinating this, that the little like patient dog out front had some sort of like gas release?
Yeah, like poison gas or something
Yeah.
that could let out.
Yeah, it can let out some kind of poisonous gas. Yes.
So,
Wait, that's also the emotional support animal, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
that's what it was
No,
for.
but
It
if
was
it-
for
if
calming
needed,
people
it can
down while they
release-
were waiting.
Or gassing them. One
or
the
or
other.
if things got out of hand, they could just gas them out. That's right.
so we
Okay.
trigger the puppy gas. And once the puppy has gassed the room, people come out, see what happened, minor distraction for a few minutes. Gives
That's
us
a few
time to at
minutes.
least get in back door.
So we also have infiltration at this point, meaning that kill switch definitely is needed. Sneak in through the back and find a laboratory. Also, do we have any way of tracing this object? I know that oh no, I wouldn't be able to do it because I took all my tech off when I went in. Did anybody get a download or a snapshot of the item that we're retrieving?
He didn't show us a picture, but he described it and said what it was called.
Okay. Well, if we can do some Google searches on this, see if we can find out the exact metrics of this and see if we can find it somewhere in that lab so it makes it easier for us so we're not sneaking through a laboratory blind. This is going to require a lot.
Now, do we... Perhaps it is called for distraction up front. But more
A heavy one.
direct one, yes.
We're not blowing up Ares Tech.
Oh, are you talking about me?
Forest fire nearby.
I was thinking more, heavy attack drone out front, shooting up front of building.
They'll put him on lockdown mode. If anything else, they'll probably lock us up more. Whatever this distraction is, it needs to be subtle. It needs to not have them go in guard mode.
That puts me out.
I know how to blow up and shoot things. Everything else about
I am subtle like truck.
this idea of a fire nearby, it's subtle.
But is not their problem.
Yeah, they'll just call the fire
Yeah.
department.
They call fire.
Yeah, and they just something like a full building shutdown could work.
No,
Not
but
to worry
that put Cypher most at risk.
True.
Out of all of us, Cypher has most to lose if...
Right, if anything, it should probably be something that doesn't depend on her 100% of the time.
Well, no, Cypher probably most dependable of us, but at the same point, if she is to be caught, she lose the most.
Right, considering, and she doesn't even want to do it in the first place. It's
Right, if I lose, and I lose shop, if we complete job, I go live at Chrome Dome House. I know I lose shop, but I still have place to go. If Cypher lose everything,
Yeah.
and Gear General will look over at Cypher.
She's been quiet this entire time, just listening.
So, I want to push Cypher to be front and center.
To be fair, these people haven't seen me before. I wasn't in the whole building thing. I could
want
just
you to
attack the
Neither
front.
was I.
I want you guys to truly understand this. Ares Tech is no walk in the park. The idea of losing is something that's going to happen to each of us equally. Veritech get any access to any one of us, we are permanently theirs, and the abilities, the capabilities. Gearjammer, you say that you might not lose much, but look at all the things you've acquired from that organization alone. Imagine everything they've ever created pointed at you.
I
There's
pointed
only
back
so
at them.
much. They got a lot more and bigger guns in your direction.
All right, I have a plan. I have an idea. If we did go with a distraction, when I summon a spirit, it lasts for 1 day and 1 night. Okay, it doesn't have to be with me or even in range of me. It just does what I say or what I ask for it to do. It's like a teamwork kind of thing. So I could like say, tonight, go attack this building from the front side while we all go in the back side. And it would just keep attacking the building.
All of us going in is a terrible idea. I think an even more interesting idea is to have the spirit beat the crap out of you in the parking lot and
No.
cause the security guard to come see that. It's a popular enough video, they will start recording
this one,
themselves. And
No.
then we can go in through the back that way. That
No.
sounds like a much better plan.
No.
Piper's trying not to laugh, but you see a small smirk.
What if
As a matter of
this
fact, how many
lowest
spirits can you summon to beat the crap out of you?
I don't really know if I can summon more than one.
You can summon as many as your magic rating times 2 in force, or times 3, I believe. What's your what's your magic rating?
That's just magic, right?
Yeah, what's your magic?
Yeah.
8.
Times 3.
24 force
God.
points.
You can have that many force 1 spirits.
So you could have a bunch of little children spirits just curbside kicking you.
You could, or you could like amp them up and summon as many of these spirits that you can summon without like killing yourself over it, because you'd have to like
Oh yeah, that's like
Take all that drain.
that's a lot of drain. But level 1 spirits don't have that much drain value attached to them, so you could just sit there and hey little guy, hey little guy, hey little guy, hey little guy, hey little guy.
Conjuring spirits
Bunch
is
of
not without
toddlers.
risk, right?
What's that?
Why
Conjuring
not?
spirits is not without risk.
Oh yeah, has risks.
Oh yeah, because they can all choose to go against you as well, which we learned with Jack as well.
Well, fortunately, I have a spirit affinity with fire. I don't really know what that means outside of the game, but it's one of my qualities.
All right, so you bring a bunch of dancing candles, and again, I love this idea of them just pounding it out in the curb
Well,
on
if
the
we
parking
think
lot.
about it,
Jack, Wildfire and Jack, you guys would both know that spirits don't necessarily like to be summoned. Like, they don't enjoy it. It's kind of
Right.
like you're almost like magically enslaving them to do your will until they can
Yeah.
Right.
succeed with their tasks and move on. But for some reason, Wildfire, the fire spirits that you summon, they have a tendency not to dislike you as much when you summon them in comparison to others.
You're just a charming guy.
Yeah.
when it comes to fire, it's probably all of the burn marks. Also, what I've done it for them in the past, which is the reason why water spirits don't like me. But you know,
But it's probably more likely.
So why
It's
do
more
we not
likely for
just
you.
bring-
It's more likely for you that if you summon a bunch of fire spirits, they might not even attack you. I mean, they might have to, but it's more likely that if you summoned a water spirit, it would try to kick the crap out of you.
right.
Yeah, so it may be easier in that way.
Yeah.
What we're trying to say here is a spirit summoning to beat the crap out of you would be popular enough that will draw attention. They will recreate a new sensation in the parking lot that a lot of people will be distracted by. giving us time to go in to the lab without alerting any sort of alarms.
Or, hear me out, 28 fire spirits just attack in the front.
I'm just going to reiterate, we're not blowing up this building.
Level 1 spirits aren't going to do that much. I mean, maybe 28 of them will, but... They'll be so
Alright,
busy
Cypher.
worrying about the fire detectors, like all those sprinklers going off.
Reason with me, Cypher. What are your true thoughts?
Well, if I'm being honest, I'm well aware that you'll have your best chance at success if I help you. However, if I do this, Ares tech is no joke, like you said. I have cleaned my Overwatch score. But with the amount of things that I'm thinking that you guys will need from me in this run, I'll be pushing it real close. Because this is going to require prep on my end if I jump into this. But that prep is going to make it real hot.
I have an idea. It's a risky idea and one that puts my career just as heavily on the line as yours. Perhaps there's some sort of way that you could have me help you hack into the programs. There's nobody better in this group that can infiltrate and stealth through. Perhaps I can try and be sneaky in the Matrix if you can help me do that. You had that one idea, remember, where you controlled my entire system? You stopped me from moving altogether?
Right?
You think it's possible that you could upload me to the Matrix?
Oh, kill switch. Oh,
It's gonna turn out like Chrome.
So now we have
You need another canister of that.
fire. Now switch then. Oh wait. So when Cypher uploads you to Matrix, then we have Jack and Wildfire sever your spirit.
In theory, I could make. I get question. Could I attempt to make him one of my sprites? If I were to upload.
We're going completely rogue here because I don't even know if
I
that's even
know.
possible.
I don't know. Because that's the only way I'm thinking of how this would like
I think-
potentially work.
I think
is if
sprites
had
are something
access.
that you kind of conjure, like a spirit, like a mage conjures a spirit. So probably not necessarily.
It's
a
something I
sprite.
create.
Yeah, you kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Is there anything anywhere at all ever? Well, we know that Chrome did something like it, but
Maybe
is it
an outlet.
possible to put somebody into the Matrix?
That's no.
I mean, I have an avatar.
You
and so I
yeah,
can get
yeah.
into the Matrix. I
You
just
can get into
can't
the Matrix.
physically be in the Matrix.
You don't. Yeah, it's not like it's the way that Chrome is describing is something that you guys have never heard of, and it's very strange.
Yeah.
Go ahead, everybody make a, let's call this a memory check. Everybody may make one, if you'd like.
I get edge.
Four hits.
4 hits. Excellent.
2 hits.
2 hits?
Yes.
Okay.
5 hits.
5 hits.
Spending 3 edge to get 5 hits.
Alright.
6.
Okay, let me take a what is
6
that?
hits. Alright. So Cypher, Kill Switch, and Gear Jammer. Cypher, you probably run across this on a few of your Matrix searches, but there were some information, some data that was leaked from a corporation known as Aztec Corporation, Aztechnology.
Mm.
They've been doing some interesting research where they were taking wounded warriors and basically they found a way to take these wounded warriors who lost either limbs or other extensive body, they lost both their legs or something like that. But rather than taking and just adding cybernetic limbs to their body, they basically built what basically in essence is a mech. A mechanical machine. And they found a way to take the essence from the wounded warriors and implement it into the battle mech, giving the battle mech sentience and the personality of that wounded soldier. You didn't get a lot of details and information about how it occurred, but you just got that some of that information was leaked, and a couple of the other corporations were very jealous, and they started hiring Shadowrunners to try to see if they could get more information. You have a feeling that the same kind of technology could have possibly been used to create Chrome. But it would have to have been done in a different way. As Chrome, the way he was describing,
He did it himself.
he did it to himself.
But what if he is one who actually did that for them?
Yeah, that's a huge risk too. This is, like I said, this is all another risk. This is all assuming that we do this, and we do tackle this well with a very, honestly, 32% chance of making it. And we fail, we walk away. Exactly. I think that, honestly, it makes me quite uneasy in the stomach to know that there's somebody out there that can do something like this. But if we know at least how to put it together,
Gives me butterflies too! It's exciting!
No, Gear Jammer, no. This is immoral. I know we don't talk about this a lot, but you shouldn't exist. None of this should exist. And the way he's talking about it, it's only seeming like it's gonna get worse from here. But like I said, a job's a job. I'm not one to judge anything, but it would make me feel at least better knowing that I know how these things are done, so I at least know how to take them apart if things get too rough. I'm only saying yes to this if Gear Jammer is the one that's in that room when he's doing this work.
I am fine with it.
And the rest of you?
There's so many parts to this.
It'll take some time. We'll have to spend the week really ironing out all the details.
There's the fact that there's the DNA that he wants,
There's the cloning thing he wants. There's the actual act of cloning. Then there's the Ares tech issue. Then there's the ramifications going forward if he gets more than one of those canisters. There's like 5 elements to this, and none of them sit right with me.
You just have to learn how to play the long game.
What's the long game?
Perhaps he gets only one tube. That gives him his
One
DNA,
chance.
one shot to clone himself, one shot at copying his data.
If we see that he succeeds in this, then the next step is we see what he has planned, and we have the MacGuffins for what he needs to do. But if he
while
fails,
we're there, we steal every other tube we find and keep it in here.
And we control how
Cypher,
big
you
this thing
said
gets.
Cypher, you said you're no Shadowrunner. Now's the time to be one.
Honestly, I was just doing it to supplement because viral videos under our main source of income is really unstable. That's all.
Yeah, well, imagine being 15,000 richer every single time that we do a job like this.
Yeah, but I don't want to do big jobs like this. This is like Ares tech.
Okay.
I'll be
Then how
over
about
in a second. I'll be cancelled so quick.
Okay, then we make
But-
video. Me kill Switchjack. Beat the hell out of Wildfire. You feel?
There you go. You,
Why does everybody hate me so much?
I hate you, Wildfire.
I actually quite like you.
I'm very much strategically thinking about a way for us to infiltrate the building right now. And
He's like drawing diagrams and like.
Wildfire.
I'm thinking about summoning her spirits. All right, there's a lot going on.
And I am just thinking of how
Cypher.
you can help Cypher make money.
Cypher,
It's not the money.
without you thinking about the risk of this, you also have to understand that having control of your digital fingerprint is just as important to you. Whether it's illegal or not, you definitely want to be able to eliminate a trace when you need to, and having this type of power next to you to erase everything within the blip of a second.
That's another reason why I don't trust him. He's blackmailing us into this. Like, honestly, I can say no all I want, but I'm pretty fucking sure I don't really have a choice. And that's what makes me
Well,
angry.
Hate to say this, Cypher, but blackmail's been our business since we first started.
I don't like it.
We did sort of do to
Yeah, but I was not mean. I didn't fake my voice and fake my talents, okay? I got here with hard work. She was faking her talents.
Yeah, but you also faked a accidental video that hundreds of people saw.
That was you? I saw that.
She did it. It wasn't an accident. It just
That's impressive.
accidentally happened behind her. That's all.
Like, I watched that video so many times.
Wildfire, go ahead and take another bonus point of edge.
Thanks. I don't really know how to use Edge, but you know.
It's all good.
Truth of the matter is, you took the paycheck just like the rest of us, and blackmail is now our new business. Be it pop stars or doctors into working for us. Shadowrunners don't get to choose the jobs that we want, but we do get to rake in the benefits.
Took on bigger
exactly
jobs.
what we get to do.
Yeah, we actually do get to choose which jobs we take.
See?
But this job is a lot of money, so I think we should take it.
Yeah, you guys would know.
Like,
You guys would know as your experience in Shadowrun. Usually, like this.
There's nothing like this.
This is very high paying stuff here. But it's also comes with a very significant risk because you're headed into, AAA corporations, dealing with stuff that they're working on, rather than just going through,
We're
your
treading
Joe
closely
Schmo drug
to
dealers and mob bosses. This is a little bit different. So
I mean,
You
if
guys
you want to, we can get back in that van and we can go back there. We can shoot up some drug addicts and drug dealers, and that can be our
Okay.
new life. There's a ton of people who got price tags on those folks.
I mean,
How about we shoot up technophobes?
Excuse me.
He says nothing. He says absolutely nothing.
I was thinking crazy lady who hate me, but okay, if you want to put yourself in that
Victoria, if you're in chat tonight and you'd like to donate some bits to give me some extra dice, I can take care of the situation for you. If you like.
I do not know what
Well
you're
played,
thinking.
Michael. Well played.
Really well played. That was awesome.
Don't worry, get back to her somehow, and then she do it next time.
You mention her name, and all of a sudden you just see all of his tech. He's like, "Ah!" I heard Ludite. I heard Ludite. I heard Ludite.
Just noted 1,000 bits. Oh, every day is going to Michael. I'm dead.
All right. Since it's
You guys have been to the building, right?
Question. For Matrix subversion,
yeah.
does that take time?
You know what? It's quite funny that I was reading about that in the book, and I don't see anything that says it requires an extended period of time.
That's what I was reading. I'm
The
like,
last,
how long-
yeah.
I read it, and I'm like, wait, this sounds like something that should take like a month or two to do, and it
Yeah.
Right?
and it
We had
never
talked about before, and we were saying that we're going to extend it.
and it never says anything about it. So
Because now might be the time for our Cypher to do that if we're going to be going up against Ares deck.
yeah, I mean, if you guys got karma points that you want to spend, and like, since we only play once a month, I'm not gonna be like as hard pressed on the time period waits to upgrade your characters, because it would take you guys forever to upgrade, based on how we play Shadowrun. We play differently than some other groups, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, no, you have to wait a month before you can get one more strength. Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Each grade
Yeah.
with 10 plus.
Basically, since you guys had that week,
I-
I could say that during that week, you guys you spend your karma and do whatever you need to do.
Ooh,
I would
okay.
definitely
So
say that
Wildfire did ask you guys if you've been to the building.
Oh.
Jack
What were
and
the?
Lady who went
didn't
in, I had a drone on shoulder, so I saw what Lady V saw.
What was
And
the,
some things in.
What was the initial outside wall made of?
I saw a building. I know climbing the wall.
The building, the wall of the building, was that stone? Was that metal?
Would I know what the outer
Yeah,
material of the...
from what you guys could gather, it was a mixture between. There was a lot of glass on the building.
Glass.
A lot of glass, but there was still like concrete parts too. So a mixture between concrete and glass.
Stone, metal, glass.
Okay, Michael.
Yeah.
So, there may have been some body parts in it. I wasn't sure.
I'm just curious. So spirits can materialize
Yes.
using materials that they're near. So if I was to send a earth spirit into the wall, right, to materialize, and it took away a chunk of the wall, is that possible?
It's possible, but I think in the rules it says that, it specifically states in the rules, I think if you look up materialization in there, it says it pulls parts from those areas, but it doesn't create a hole in a barrier for an easy access entry point. I think it specifically says that because other people have thought about that in the past.
Yep.
And anytime they want to get in the building, they just summon a spirit out of that material and they just walk right in.
The one I'm reading doesn't have that.
What is
Oh
PAN?
gosh.
PAN
do you
PAN
know?
stands for Personal Area Network. So that means like when you go like for instance, my Wi-Fi right here, my router, my phone is connected to it right now, my computer's connected to it, my TV's connected to it, my iPad's connected to it. Basically everything that's connected to this Wi-Fi router is on the Personal Area Network. So basically
Most Decker, they will have their decks that connects to different vehicles, and all the vehicles connected to that deck is their PAN. So it's like the network used for that one source device. That all channel in that one device.
I misunderstood what it was saying. I got you now. I follow what you're saying.
Yeah, it basically like it takes small bits of those pieces and it just combines them together, and it doesn't really like it doesn't really affect all of the area around in that kind of manner. So
that's fine.
But yeah, that was a good thought, but apparently somebody thought of it before you because they had to make a rule about it. They're like,
yeah, the way it's worded here, it made me think that you could do it.
Yeah.
But it yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like further on down that says you can't do that, but but that's good thinking. So, somebody during playtest is like, wait a minute, we got to change that.
Yeah.
So Kill Switcher say there's one of two ways that I think I could help out with this. Either I'm your grease man and I'm going in and grabbing the material and escaping, or I can learn a little bit of what you all do. Maybe see if I can get myself a hold of a deck. See if I can deck my way into this. It'll be a lot more clunky, but I think I can stealth into a mainframe system if you don't want to do this all alone.
No, I think it's safer if I do it. I have way more experience than you do.
But do you think having noise out front?
I can also manage noise if I go into what's its effects?
No, I mean, like
to already
real
have it.
problem.
If I use complex form, I can make noise in the Matrix if you make noise in real life.
Right,
Okay.
my thought is perhaps some of us make issue out front. Nothing.
I can make
too
24
crazy,
issues out front.
Okay, I was thinking more. I go in, create havoc because of bad issue with modification.
Malfunctioning of parts. There are a lot of people who are going in for synthetic parts. If every part was malfunctioning in their lobbies, that would give them reason to kind of yield chaos.
Jack, you as well would understand that seeing those beast spirits inside the facility, there is probably some type of magical presence in that facility.
And we would still have to deal with those as well.
Because if there's a spirit, there's a mage who summoned it.
Interesting. Wonder if we could scout it out, try to find their signature, take them out, bring more spirits than they've got.
So, Jack, I just want to remind you that you are not up to par for fighting an entire AAA company just yet. So maybe it's better to draw the mage out and distract it instead of taking them out.
Or
And-
perhaps spirit attacking mechanical body part.
Yeah, you could do with that. So what I'm hearing as a plan, we have a number of spirits attacking synthetic parts going haywire. We'll leave Cypher to focusing on creating enough distraction noise in the Matrix, but then zoning the location of a laboratory. and I will force my hand inside that laboratory, slip these items, as many of these items as in my pocket as possible, and book it out before anyone is the wiser. Heist number 2.
Do you want me to send my spirits to attack just only the body parts, or do you want me to also try to catch part of the building on fire?
Fire. So alerting any sort of the systems is going to be harder on both Cypher and myself, as things will start to get locked down, and Cypher's going to have to try and create some sort of backdoor for me to get out. We want to try and do this without any lockdown protocols happening.
The spirits you summon, could they be told to cause superficial damage?
Not fire spirits. The fire spirits, if they get too close, will burn you.
I am metal. That's not issue. Jack, what about you?
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe. We've conjured spirits to do mischief before.
So my thought is, if summoned and tell them to play but not break, so to speak.
I mean, yeah, I can.
Open doors, set off. Oh, look, open door, grenade go off. Smoke. And confetti.
Are we giving them confetti grenades? I'm confused.
Yes, I have 2 confetti grenades.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I can tell the fire elementals just to cause mischief. If people get too close, they might get burned, but like...
That's on them.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
But I'll just make like 24 small ones, so it's like a lot to contain, a lot of mischief.
And that's just you, and then we'll have Jack.
And then you have a few in main lobby, irritating people, a couple out front.
I'll just tell them to swarm the building and cause mayhem, and then I can do whatever I want to do. Like, I could come with you guys if you wanted me to.
You can also rig some of the cameras.
If I saw them in an area, yes.
I would be able to tell you which ones. If you can take out some cameras, that would be less programming work for me.
But I have to be there. I have to be near the cameras. It has to be in my line of sight.
See it, yeah.
Line of sight.
He is going with kill switch.
Unless you can see through any of our tech, it would still be in line of sight. You could use my eyes. Can you do that? Do you know if you could do that, Michael?
I do not
Casually
know.
pulls
I
up
do
the
not
book.
know if you can do that. I think he would still technically have to be there to be able to, if he's casting spells. Like, technically he would be able to see them, but I think he has to be, like, physically there.
Yeah. It's like, can you direct a direction? Yeah, I guess you have to physically. Because I'm like, if you can shoot around a corner and you saw, like, through a mirror what was around the corner, could you cast a spell around a corner?
I'm pulling up.
That's a good question. I do not know. That would
It
be,
is really a good question. I don't know if that's.
That's a great question, and one we'll have to look up. And it's about 12:28, so we're gonna call it an end to our session tonight.
Yeah. What's from a week kind of.
As you guys are gonna probably spend the whole week making this extensive plan.
We're not going to sleep for a week. We're going to be arguing
probably
amongst
takes a
ourselves
couple
for a week.
to convince Cypher anything, because she's still not fully in yet.
Jamie,
Yeah.
quick question for you. Would you be able to join us next time, even if we've got Sarah back at full strength? Would you be able to join in?
I would love to.
Okay, because it seems like you're pretty invested in this mission.
I'm really excited for this.
So I know we didn't get to infiltrate this week. So at the first Friday of June, we'll be back in our Shadowrun world. So make sure you guys mark your calendars for that as you guys are making this plan. Some of you hesitantly on a much more extensive infiltration plan of the Ares Research and Medical Facility, and with Wildfire with you and possibly hopefully Lady V back in the mix, you guys will have that element as well, so you guys will be able to plan things out there to get things ready to go. Thank you once again to all of our viewers tonight who have supported the channel for subscriptions and for bits to help out the players. If you still have bonus dice, save those bonus dice or write them down on your character sheets so that way you know exactly how much bonus dice, because we're going to do this again next time we play to encourage to help with our viewers at home, give them an opportunity to participate and change the action. I have a feeling there will be a lot more dice rolls during the next session. And those dice may come in handy as we continue on. So thank you guys so much for joining in. We will be jacking out for now, but until next time, whenever we step into the Matrix, don't forget to add that proficiency bonus. We'll see you guys next time on the Sixth World. So have a good night, everybody. See you soon.
I love you. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Disney. Night, matane. Bye.